mute myself here.
Ooh.
Welcome, everybody. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus. My name is Michael, your humble and merciful dungeon master for this evening. Welcome back to yet another fantastic episode of Storm King's Thunder. This is episode 53 tonight, as we continue to embark on this fantastic Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventure and journey with our wonderful heroes that we've got gathered this evening. Once again, we're down a player. We're missing JJ again tonight. He's got some finals and some schoolwork that he's finishing up, but as soon as he gets that all wrapped up, he'll be joining back with our party very, very soon. So we hope JJ is doing great on his schoolwork. And do a good job.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you so much for the subscription. We appreciate that. Chris Hansen, thank you so much. We appreciate that, man. Well, welcome aboard. We're gonna do a really quick couple of shout outs. First of all, we gotta throw a shout out to our affiliates, Streamlabs and Twitch, for allowing us to be a part of this wonderful streaming community. We also want to throw out a big shout out to Team MZ for all of their support. Many-sided dice, and our newest sponsor, Dice Bard, who has come on board, and they actually have offered anybody who comes through Proficiency Bonus and uses the code PROBO at checkout gets free expedited shipping on their order. So go ahead and make sure you guys visit dicebard.com, check out their dice. They got some really awesome dice, some in which I will be using tonight. So make sure you go check those guys out. So I'm going to bring it over to our wonderful group, and if you guys in Twitch chat could let me know how the audio is going tonight. I've made some adjustments to my audio from last week, so if somebody is too loud or things are disoriented audio-wise, please let us know in the Twitch chat so we can get it fixed. I'm going to make sure that we get everything set, and thank you, Christy, for getting the Dice Bard shenanigans, yeah. And we got the promo code in there too, so awesome, guys. Thank you so much. Just checking on my chat. I've got it on my other computer over there. All right, guys, well, we're going to do a quick recap, just a real quick recap of what happened on episode 52. You guys had opened up a room only to find that there was a giant Remmerhaz within this giant, what looked like it'd be a feast hall. You guys were able to defeat the Remmerhaz by Callista calling upon 8 marvelous fey pixies who were able to cast, like just machine gun cast polymorph spells on this thing to turn it into a rat and to confuse it. Putting it to sleep, Ashlyn was then able to carefully take the rat outside and toss it off the cliff to plummet. As it continued to fall. During the evening, Ashlyn also stumbled upon another room where there seemed to be a rolling ball trap that she was able to just narrowly avoid by the help of Mulfin and a wall of force. During that evening, Ashlyn stumbled upon a few eggs that may or may not have been left behind by the Remmerhaz. She decided to take those outside and chuck them off the cliff as well.
So proud.
That was a big moment for Callista and Ashlyn there.
Is anyone else worried that Ashlyn's going to throw them off the cliff next?
Just polymorph the party and just toss them off the cliff.
Punched me.
All right.
Yeah, you Lachlan keeps on getting. He's like the punching bag of the party. He just keeps on getting.
Yeah.
Oh, but
He deserves it.
but
What?
After an amazing roll by Callista in investigating the runes around the archway, we were able to figure out that by using the Thrim's Great Axe that you guys found in the Remmerhaz room, by pressing the Great Axe in the hands of Harshnag to the rune, lit up all the rest of the runes and opened up the archway to another chamber, in which you stumbled upon a dead cloud giant who coalesced and kind of came, this mystical blue figure came out of the body, and it was the ghost of that giant, and gave you some advice and some help on how to activate the oracle, in which you guys were able to get many of your questions answered. Some of them were things about how dealing with Zulkin. Some of them were issues that you had dealing with Mulfin's current contract, and some of them were how to what were the next steps in dealing with the giant conflict. And you guys also made the choice to focus your attention on the cloud giants. The cloud giant is the name of Countess Sansarai. And you also heard a new name, Cruella the Black, that you'd have not heard of before, but Callista started making some connections in her mind hearing this information. And currently, you guys are all still in this chamber with Harshnag, and I keep on forgetting that good old Brock Blackfeather is with you as well. So we're gonna kick off our next session right now as we begin. So the story is told. You guys are all still standing within this chamber. The ghost of I believe it was Aragon. Let me double check. Yeah, Aragon's ghost is still kind of hovering over there above his dead body. You guys were able to peel off his breastplate armor that he was wearing, and you were also able to pull out Callista some kind of opal that he was holding in his hand. It's warm to the touch.
Ooh.
And if I remember right, you guys were going to get Mulfin to identify those objects.
Yes.
If I'm remembering, are you going to go ahead and see the breastplate is enormous? You'd probably have to have Harshnag carry it if you were going to delay identifying it, unless you wanted to do it here in the chamber.
I suppose if no one minds waiting a few moments, I can deal with this now.
Do it now.
It's cold. Do it fast.
It will take approximately 20 minutes for me to do both of these, Ashlyn, so you will have to chill, if you will.
Diana, come hungry.
But
getting off to a good start.
Oh yeah, we got a good start already, folks. Yeah.
Someone come hug me.
I will hug one.
Okay.
I'll light my hands and let them just kind of like
Okay.
come around my hands for warmth.
Oh yeah, yeah. So Mulfin takes his time. What are you working on identifying first?
Oh, we'll start with a small opal.
Small opal. It fit in the palm of a giant's hand, so it's probably it's probably bigger than a bowling ball. But you go ahead and you take your time. During this time, is there anything that you guys would want to do roleplay wise with your characters while you're waiting on Mulfin to get done with this 10 minutes of opal, or just kind of hanging out?
Stay warm.
Brock seems to be scared to death of this giant ghost. He's just kind of been like tucked behind everybody, like just trying to avoid. Yeah, this is way more than what he feels he signed up for.
Why'd you come with us?
But
Wish for.
Why'd he come with us?
Ashlyn's still trying to figure out why he's here. So the opal is actually the opal of the Ild rune, which Ild is the fire giant rune, and you can see that there's a fire giant rune like inside of it. It's kind of resembles, if you remember from Jurassic Park, the mosquito stuck in the amber. It kind of like looks like that. Like you see the symbol inside this opal. This is it's a fire opal, and it gives you. Well, it requires attunement, and it's slightly warm to the touch. It gives you the following properties, which work only while it's on your person. So the first thing it can do is it can ignite. So as an action, you can ignite an object within 10 feet of you. The object must be flammable, and the fire starts in a circle no larger than 1 foot in diameter.
Beings are flammable.
The second thing it can do is it's called Fire's Friend. So you have resistance to cold damage while attuned to it. And the last thing that it can do is it's called Fire Tamer. As an action, you can extinguish any open flame within 10 feet of you. You choose how much fire to extinguish to that radius. So it's basically a rune. It's kind of like this opal that allows you to manipulate fire, and it protects you against cold as well. But also, the cool thing about this rune is it has the special gift of flame. What you can do is you can transfer the opal's magic to a non-magical item, either a weapon or a suit of armor, in which basically you trace the Ild rune on the weapon or armor with your finger, place the rune or place the opal with the weapon or armor for 8 hours of work that requires the two items to be within in order to work, it has to be within 5 feet of each other. At the end, the opal is destroyed and the rune appears in red on the chosen item, which gains a benefit below. Weapon damage, it does extra 1d6 fire damage if attached to a weapon. If attached to armor, the armor is now a rare magic item that requires attunement, and you have resistance to cold damage while wearing the armor. So basically, it gives you like that permanent benefit to that armor or weapon when you attach it to it.
But it destroys the other functionality.
It destroys the other functionality, yes.
Okay.
I think we should give it to Lachlan to put on his thingy.
His what?
His shooty thingy.
I don't know, it reminds me of the opal of being Callista.
His crossbow.
Oh, okay. His crossbow.
Yes.
Yes, you may have a point. Well, it
That's
is.
not a bad idea.
He's the only one that consistently uses a weapon.
What if it breaks my crossbow, though? I mean...
Well, I am sure I could trace the sigil on properly for you if that is what we are seeking to do. But in the meantime, here you go, Callista!
It's not that big. I mean, you'll be it's like kind of like a bowling
like holding
ball.
it like
You'll be
this.
Yes, but I am so small and frail.
I'm aware.
Sure.
Shall I see about climbing into this armor then?
Molfen disappears
Just gonna
inside
sort of crawl
it.
into the armhole.
It's
Identify!
so after
As I start chanting for this ritual, I'm going to be aiming my voice and all the little words I'm muttering at different points in the metal armor to
Like
sort of get
echo?
it echoing and
yeah,
chasming around and
It-
booming out of these holes in it.
and it definitely
Or like hit
does.
the armor with a hammer while he's in there.
Yeah. You like Harshnag sound, it actually makes him sound like a giant. hear that boom in his voice. So after about 10 minutes of spending time casting your ritual, Molfen, you discover that this breastplate is actually a +2 magical breastplate. That basically is like wearing a normal breastplate, plus you get the extra +2 benefit to your armor class if you wear it. And it will resize to the person that attunes to it.
Ooh.
So just because it's a large breastplate right now doesn't mean if somebody decides to spend about 30 minutes to an hour with it, it will resize to that person.
I suppose I should crawl out of this thing now.
Probably.
Is
I see
anyone
Wolf
able
is
to
in there.
use this?
Ashlyn, maybe? Callista?
Ashlyn doesn't
can't.
use any armor.
I'm not druids can't wear that shit.
I don't
We're all pretty nimble.
yeah, I don't really think any of you can.
It's medium
I
armor.
could, but I have my nice new armor with my boyfriend's thing in it, so...
Lachlan, don't you wear medium armor?
No, I tend to ride pretty light, so I can maneuver.
Is it heavy armor?
It's medium.
No, it is of a mid-grade. But with its magical enhancement, it is just a decent sort.
Well, it wouldn't hurt for one of maybe Lachlan to attune to it. At least it'll be easier for us to carry.
This is
Yeah,
true.
especially if it's that tall.
That's a good point. Yeah. Somebody attunes to it, it'll resize, and you guys could carry it and
What kind of armor
sell it
does
or something.
Anastasia's wear?
I don't think he would benefit from a breastplate, but I'm not 100% sure.
Oh, we could sell it. Since none of us can use it.
Yeah, we could very easily sell that.
Give it to Brock.
No.
Okay.
Well, if you guys want to, I mean...
No.
Fine. It's okay, I guess. Okay, are we leaving? Because that thing over there is creeping me out. He kind of takes and kind of puts some of his long hair kind of in front of his face, kind of like hiding from the things.
I must admit, you have been most helpful in this room. Are you able to leave this domain where it appears to be your final resting place?
You talking to Aragon right now?
Yes.
Yeah, so Aragon's kind of like looking towards you, and he's like, well, I really don't know. I really don't know why I'm here. I seem to be trapped here, but I'm not sure why.
Callista, do you have that wonderful little trick you pulled with the Remahas? Does that work on non-living material? I am wondering if perhaps if we are able to transport his body out of this room, perhaps he could...
I think that's a DM ruling. If it's a dead creature, can I because it's still a creature, but it's a dead creature. Can I polymorph that?
Yeah. Does it lose its creature status when it's dead?
I've heard they
Because it becomes a corpse, and a corpse is an
Right.
object. Because I think it loses its. I don't know.
Properties.
Yeah, because I'd leave that to you, because I wouldn't know how to classify that, because it's technically a creature, but it's dead, so it's not living. So I don't know if the polymorph would affect that.
Yeah, you don't think it would.
Yeah.
Is there anything we can do to bring you peace? So
Can we chop him into parts and put him in the bag of holding?
Rockland.
What? Did I say that out loud?
Your little assassin, your little Zentrum hanging out, little influences, don't like them very much.
not pieces.
Diana, make a religion check for me, please.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask if Harshnag could, fireman carry him. 'Cause-
Well, yeah, he
We
can
need
fireman
to
carry the
bring
corpse.
piece.
Yeah.
Spirit piece.
I was like, we got a giant right here. Why can't he just, drag them all out, Let me see here. Religion.
And if anybody else is, you won't need it. Diana, you have the sneaking suspicion that the only thing that's going to give Aragon's spirit rest is it's basically revenge against his father.
I thought so, yes. That was my OG thought, and then I was like, why don't we just drag his body out of here? I think to free his spirit, you guys, I think the only way to enable his passage on would be to murder his father or avenge him in some type of way. Maybe have his father come back and seek forgiveness. We don't have to kill him. Maybe if we reform the man, he will.
It
Well,
is
let's kill him.
mildly amusing that your first thought was murder.
Yeah,
But
let's kill him. Let's go find him and kill him.
You guys are savage.
You want to hack him into pieces.
Yeah, you sociopath.
Pulling the kettle black.
so
Point is, we should kill his father.
I did not say that. I said we should reform the man.
Alright, let's put it
Aragorn,
on
what
the list.
How do we reform people?
Well,
You.
better question is, what is your father's name again? And we shall seek him out so we can get you some...
Black caucus or something?
Black caucus, yes.
Caucus.
Yes,
Oh, that sounds so.
I know. I know. I was like, oh no, we're gonna get rid of that Mercer. Costco.
Oh, he has a floating castle in the clouds, his father.
He does. He does. Not sure where it would be now, but yes, He has a very elegant cloud castle, and you must be careful, because he does... last I knew, he liked to... he did have a captured white dragon
What?
Ah,
that he used
interesting.
to manipulate, so be careful.
That's not good.
We have dealt with white dragons recently. We can handle.
Oh yeah, real big one too. We should tell what's his face about that one, Sarvin.
Have we?
Ashlyn, just smile and nod, my dear.
Zos for clarifying.
But
Who have we dealt with?
it's the white dragon. Just pay no mind to Diana. She is a little confused.
What?
Callista, shall we take our leave and perhaps go out where it's warmer for Ashlyn and see what our next move is going to be?
Yes, let's.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take like a few minutes, like are we leaving his body here out of character?
We
I
have
think
to.
we have to.
Okay, if we're leaving his body here, I'm gonna just take a few minutes, I guess, while he was doing his identify to do like the druid craft, the same thing I did with the orange peel.
Okay, excellent. Yeah, so you
Just to, like-
yeah, just with a wave of your hand, you start kind of having all these elegant vines with nice flowers that kind of sprout out from the vines.
Forget-me-not flowers.
Yeah, little forget-me-nots
Aw.
kind of appear on it. He's kind of looking down. He's like, oh, that looks nice. Thank you.
Thank you.
I guess while she's doing that, I'd be attuning to that breastplate so we can actually move it.
Good.
All right. And let me be completely honest with you. I hope you guys never have to experience sitting here staring at your own corpse. It's
No.
Thank you.
a little
We'll try
it's a little unsettling.
We'll try to help you out with that.
Hopefully this will be in some comfort, but we'll try to come back and fix this.
Oh, it
And kill your father.
definitely looks better than the ice.
Reform him.
Rehabilitate.
Rehabilitate the man.
Reform him, I meant. I totally meant reform him.
Yeah.
Ashlyn, remember, we are not trying. There is no try. It is merely do or do not.
How original.
So wise,
Yes.
Molson, so wise.
Molfin went
You
there.
will
Molfin
kill
went
me.
there.
What can I say? I'm a little crotchety old man. It had to come out at some point.
You green? In any way? You green?
Green East.
Greenies.
I'm feeling a little under the weather this afternoon.
Ooh.
All
Green
right,
wrinkly old man.
Green East.
I guess we'll go out once the attunement is done and
Okay. Aragon, as you guys are starting to head towards the archway, you can see the statues through the mist on the other side of the archway. The giant onyx statue of Amon just kind of outstretched arms towards you as you're headed towards, and Aragon's just like, be safe. And thank you.
We'll miss you.
Oh, well, perhaps I will see you one day.
Okay.
Hopefully, not sooner than later. He just,
Okay.
and then you watch as his ghost just kind of slowly sinks down back into the nicely wrapped corpse in vines and forget-me-nots. And you guys begin to walk out back through the cold mist, feeling that rather strange, large, but it's kind of weird because it's one step, but it feels like forever. And you feel that cold mist upon your faces and your hands again as you walk through the mist and beyond into the main chamber of the Eye of the Allfather.
What a nice ghost he was.
I'm going to go ahead and move you guys back over to the image of the eye.
Okay.
So you guys should be popping up for you.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
It me.
How long has it been since we woke up, since we took our rest and woke up and have done all this?
It actually hasn't been very long. I mean, it took about you were probably in there for about an hour and a half.
We should go upstairs.
Why is my thing not scrolling correctly? I apologize, Twitch viewers.
Who wants to go upstairs with me?
I think I'm going to go sit by the fire for a few moments and warm my old bones.
Are you feeling okay, Malvin?
Yes, just much to think of after speaking with the Oracle and...
Do I believe that he's okay?
Go ahead and make an insight check.
Do I, as a trained medical professional, believe you?
Trained medical professional.
Are you?
Oh.
I think they wouldn't give me my license if I wasn't. I feel like I'm like a certified nursing assistant.
I mean, anybody who wants to make an insight check against Molfin can if they would like.
Nurse, and I declare this man to be perfectly fine.
Molfin, are you? What's the vibe that you're giving off to these individuals?
Ashlyn apparently sees all.
So do I.
Oh, advantage.
23. Yeah, I have my little insight bot.
I forgot about that. Yeah, then you both notice he seems physically okay, but you definitely you can see the hamster running on the wheel.
I'll let
You
him
know, there's
hamster.
Diana doesn't see this though, right?
No.
She rolled a 10.
Well, you didn't insight, that was medicine, but
Yeah.
yeah, assuming you're at the same modifier for insight.
Medically, he
Then,
seems
yeah, you
fine.
wouldn't see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, medically I look okay.
It's fine. He's just hamstering. So let's run up the stairs.
Richard Gere.
Ashlyn, as you're kind of talking to the rest too, you notice that Harshnag. Hey, thanks for the bits, guys. Appreciate that. You're standing as you see Harshnag standing, like staring up at the grand statue of Thrym, the frost giant deity. Just still kind of in awe and kind of pondering. And you guys notice that this is one thing I forgot to describe. When he put the axe against the rune and everything was glowing, the axe kind of disappeared out of his hand. And it reappeared in the palms of the hands of the statue when that happened. So the axe is in the hands of the statue as he's peering up and, seeing Ashlyn kind of looks down and, I think my father would be proud.
I think so too. He'd be
Hell
so
yeah.
proud of you. You're so awesome.
Well, I think he'd be proud of all of you, too.
Aw, shucks.
And
But you're pretty
not
cool.
as good though.
And I must say, I'm so happy that you guys helped me out with this. This was very important.
Oh, no problem.
Helped us too, big guy.
Well,
Exactly.
We couldn't have done it without you. Literally.
hey, you're not so shabby yourself there, Lachlan. And he kind of rubs his hand through his beard, and then he kind of looks down at Ashlyn and is like, I think you really are going to lead a band of fire giants or frost giants one day. Maybe fire giants too.
I could.
You are a chief.
You are an awesome person. Yeah, and you could run whatever you want to. You could run the world one day.
Oh, that seems too difficult for Harshnag.
Okay, you can have your own kingdom though. How about that?
A kingdom might be nice.
Okay, we'll do that. We'll try to find you a nice kingdom.
And he kind of looks back up to the statue and he's like, I wish my father was here now.
Aww.
Is he dead? I mean, has he? Yeah, has he?
Is he dead? Just a random thing.
Diana 101.
Thank the gods Molfin ain't in that room.
He turns back towards you, Diana. He did pass away some time ago.
Oh, my condolences. I am so sorry.
It's okay, Diana. It really is. I've learned to cope. But this place just brings back so many memories of back when I was obviously little Harshnag.
Oh.
Kind of looking up, and it's like, yep.
Did you have a beard then?
Born
It-
with a beard.
It was kind of a little scruffly, but
Okay.
yeah, we frost giants grow our beards pretty quickly.
Ashlyn goes like this. Like, you imagine him without the beard.
Nice. Well,
No, you look weird. I like the beard.
well, now it seems we know how to stop these pesky giants. And he looks
Yep.
back up at the statue, and you can kind of see him ponder a little bit, and you almost catch a glimmer of what looks to be almost a little tear in the corner of his eye. And then, seemingly out of nowhere, the main door behind the statue of Amon starts to open.
Oh no.
And you hear these heavy crunches of footfalls.
Oh no.
And
Load the crossbow.
standing in the doorway is an enormous blue dragon.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Its horn, its main ivory horn sticking right out of the front of its snout. Its wings kind of tucking through the two doors kind of flap out a little bit as it kind of squeezes through this main door chamber. It has scars on its body, telling stories of the many years of its life.
Did not expect this.
And it starts to gaze around the room, and it looks at all of you with a hateful gaze and a grinning tooth smile. What would you like to do?
Does Molfin hear this being in the other room?
I'm gonna say you were walking towards the other room while this conversation was
this is
happening.
all-
So
Okay, so Molfin is still technically in.
you're in the room, but you're right at the doorway to the other. And then you hear Ashlyn. You look at Harshnag. Harshnag looked towards the opening of the door, and then slowly turns his face towards you, Ashlyn. Looks down, and you can see his eyes are wide open. And he looks towards you almost like a tone of fear, but then it looks like his face turns to rage. And he looks towards you and he says, "This is not good. You need to get your friends out of here."
Well, we'll help you. What do you need us to do?
He bends down just the slightest bit towards you. "Ashlyn, I need you to run."
Okay. Run.
And then immediately Harshnag turns. You can see the grip on his great axe tighten as he turns around and starts to run, charging towards the door with the blue dragon, smiling even brighter as he sees the frost giant running towards the doorway. What do you guys do?
Oh my god!
Pixies.
Oh no! I want to do a thing. I want to cast something on him before.
Let me gonna change my music.
Where
is
are
Molfin
we?
in the same room with us, or is he off
Yeah, like,
somewhere else shouting?
Where, can you ping where the dragon's coming from so I know, like, in relation to where we all are?
I will
So I
try
don't-
my best. For some reason, my opera is not responding with my mouse. Oh, there we go. My mouse.
It's right inside the door, right?
It's right.
Oh,
Yeah.
so it's
It's
blocking our way out.
Currently, it's blocking the way out.
I must be right.
Oh,
But it looks like it's focused surely on Harshnag right now. And it looks like its wings are getting prepared to, like, flap and charge at Harshnag as Harshnag's coming at it.
Sorry, go ahead, Callista.
I brought out my pixies. Like,
All right,
instantly.
so instantly the pixies come out. Okay, here's what I need everybody to do. Go ahead and click on your tokens.
No!
Click on your...
Oh,
Yes.
And I want you to go ahead and roll initiative for me with the decisions that you guys have made right now. I'm gonna roll one. I'm gonna roll one. I'm gonna roll one for Brock, and I'm gonna roll one for Harshnag, and we're gonna.
Actually, you're with the highest dexterity. Why do we roll so low?
I think.
I was gonna do something before you got too far away from me. You guys can do it.
Quick question.
Yes.
Can no
Do
one
we
hear
have
me?
it? Do we have advantage from last week?
So no one hears
Yeah, everybody. Callista has a free nat 20.
Yeah. Okay, I am burning my advantage on my initiative roll.
Okay, you can do that. I'll allow it.
Oops, I didn't click on my token for some strange reason.
I had
I don't think I'm going to beat an 18, but I'll try anyway, just in case. Nope.
Let me get my character sheet ready here.
I had I guess a reaction thing before Callista did hers. Can I still do it, or is that like now it's like, oh, too late?
What is it going to be?
It was just going to be to cast aid. That was it.
Aid on who?
On Harshnag before he got too far away from me, and Callista and Ashlyn.
What's the range on aid?
30 feet.
30 feet? Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you could do that.
What does that
Yay!
do?
Aid.
It adds 5 points to your hit points.
Oh, so 5, 10 pin points?
Yeah, you have 5. What is it? Each target's hit point maximum and current hit points increase by 5 for the duration.
Oh.
Okay, this is not to scale, but I'm going to put a blue dragon on your map.
Oh, jeepers.
Oh, wow.
Just so
Bad
can you guys
Yeah, make that to scale, man.
Yeah.
That thing is beautiful.
I'm gonna see if I can zoom in on it to give you guys viewers at home a look at this beast. It is enormous. It's got this huge horn that sticks out right above its snout, and it's got these yellow plated scale. I mean, these look thick on its chest that come down through its belly. They're vicious looking. All right. Excellent.
I'm gonna scream, I thought you looked more majestic, but you don't.
All right, let's see. I've got to add this initiative. I'm rolling everything manually, so I'm going to go ahead and put this in the turn order and then get us going. Let's go ahead and add Blue Dragon to the initiative
And while
order.
you're doing that, Michael, Twitch is asking, how big did you say this thing was? Does this guy dwarf over Harshnag?
Much bigger than Harshnag. You have never seen a dragon this size in all of...
Would it be fair to say that he's completely blocked there's no way to go above or below him? He's completely
blocking the exit at this
We haven't tried
point.
the stairs.
Is it,
Let me
there's
see.
no line of sight at all? Not a pinhole or anything?
I mean, to like around it, like underneath its legs and stuff like that. Like
can
yeah.
I look, if I can
Yeah.
look through, can I see through to the hallway?
Oh yeah. You can see through the hallway.
I'm hyperventilating.
And it rolled a
Deep
pretty
breaths.
good initiative too.
Molfen will protect you.
So we'll see how we do.
Hashtag.
Brock is staring at the doorway with eyes wide, jaw hits the floor, and he's like shaking and trembling. And he looks over towards you, Callista, and then you see his expression.
I'm like, get behind me. Like, I'm just gesturing to get behind me.
He just starts going like this, nodding slowly, and he runs. He uses his whole turn to just run behind you, Callista. Now with all these little pixies kind of like floating around you. That's all he's gonna do, and that brings us to Molfen, who just...
The pixies are invisible, by the way. I made sure they came out invisible.
Oh, they're invisible? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so how far away from Molfen is this guy where I'm down by these doors, technically?
You're probably about 120, 140 feet, somewhere in that ballpark. Because this is a really big chamber.
Okay, so let's see. What is... Okay, so that is a cantrip, so I can do this. Okay, this is going to be stupid. But we're going to try it anyway. So, 120 feet. Molfen is going to move his full movement towards the dragon.
Okay.
Literally making a beeline. Does this thing look like it's snarling, mouth open, anything like that?
It's smiling and snarling. You can see all the teeth kind of grinning, and it's looking. It's like excited that Harshnag is coming after it right now.
Oh no.
Okay, so Molfen's heading towards it, but wants to stay out of the range, like not right next to Harshnag. I want to stay. If he's going to go with Harshnag, I want to make sure I'm comfortable away from him.
Okay.
Movement towards him. bonus action, Misty Step, another 30 feet closer to him.
Okay.
Action, a hand comes out, rubs across the crystal on top of the staff. Casts Mage Hand,
Okay.
Noise.
holding a small brown pouch filled with dirt.
Okay. All right. So about 30 feet ahead of you, this elderly-looking magical hand is holding this.
No, I want it right next to me at the moment.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, it's right
still
next to you.
more
You got it.
direct- Yeah,
You got it.
it's
Okay.
within range. I get popped up. I take the thing, stick it in, and there's more I have to do. But that would be, I think, an action. It would be another action to add water to said bag. Correct?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So yeah, right now it's beside me.
Mhm.
Again, if the dragon's on to the right of me with Harshnag, the hand's off to the left a little bit, so all of us are sort of out of its direct line of sight, or direct tunnel vision on Harshnag, but ever moving closer, so I'm about halfway to him.
Awesome. Any that would do your whole turn, right?
That's the whole thing.
Excellent. So we go to the blue dragon. You watch. It's kind of just ignoring all of you right now. And you watch as this thing just starts to lunge a little bit forward. And then its wings start to flap, but it only flies just about maybe 5 feet off of the ground. And it's headed right to Harshnag.
Oh no.
And it's going... and it's flying on all the way. I'm going to see if it has enough fly speed to get there. Oh, yes. Well, almost. It's gonna use its action basically to get right into Harshnag's grill, as it's like just about ready to get right to Harshnag, smiling and grinning. It's like you hear this like awful snarl as it heads forward. Anastasius is up next, but now it is no longer in the doorway.
Okay.
It's kind of on the upper side of the statue of Amon, kind of like where Diana's token is right now.
Okay.
Okay. So he's gonna move behind me, and he's going to cast Hypnotic Pattern at the dragon's face since it's 120 feet.
Okay, that is a wisdom. No.
Saving throw, yeah.
Yes, wisdom.
Wisdom. Let's see how it does. What's the
What?
DC?
16.
Okay, it rolled a 21.
Damn. Yep.
So,
nothing happened.
Nothing happened. So all these majestic colors start to kind of like a Aurora Borealis kind of effect happening around the dragon's face. It almost seems to just ignore it and is headed right to Harshnag.
Okay, so he'll use like the full 30 feet to get towards like the backside to get to the door, but go like kind of doing an arc.
You're kind of like wrapping around the chamber.
Mhm,
Okay,
mhm.
gotcha. All right, that brings us to Diana.
Just guiding bolt. You know what I mean? Just a good old guiding bolt.
Guiding bolt, a 24. A 24 to the blue dragon is going to hit.
Damage.
You can go ahead and roll your damage.
Damage.
Well, we were running, and now Diana's made us all the target.
Hey.
Dang, 17 damage.
17 damage. Wow, nice.
2 6s on that damage.
17. All right. Excellent.
gonna run?
This beam of light just shines from Diana and just impacts on the side of the dragon's scales as one of its wings lift up. It hits right underneath the wings, and all of a sudden it's like kind of casts one of its eyes gaze towards you, Diana,
I
as it's
would like to. Sorry, go.
oh yeah, go ahead, keep going.
No, you go. Okay, I was just gonna also yell to the party. If any of you intend on dying, please get close to me so I can touch you.
Does that end Diana's turn, or are you going to go ahead and move too?
Actually, wait. I would like to run.
Are you going to run?
Away.
All right. So, are you kind of sticking to the top part of the chamber, or are you running more to the southern part of the chamber?
Considering that it just looked at me and I might not be a target, I want to get as close to the door but as far away from my friends as I can.
Okay. Sure.
I don't want to,
Really, you guys are kind of split up right now. Like, Molfin's more to the south. So
over here, probably.
Yeah, somewhere about right there. Yeah. Anastasius is kind of keeping to the northern end of the chamber, kind of trying to stay out of view of this thing, just making his way around. Ashlyn, that brings us to you.
I'm gonna say Harshnag. You're my best friend, one of my best friends. I'm not leaving you. And how far away is Harshnag from me? He was right next to me, right?
Yeah, he was, but he ran, so he probably used his first round to dash, so he's probably about 60 feet away from you. And the dragon is almost, like, right up on him now.
Can I go, like, if Harshnag is, like, running south, can I run, like, from the north? From there?
Harshnag is kind of, you see where Diana's token is?
Yeah.
That's basically where Harshnag is right now. And the dragon is, like, right up in his face.
Okay, I'll use my full movement and run up too.
Okay.
So I'll be like right there, and that's all I can do.
So you're right up next to the dragon?
Yep.
All right.
Oh. Oh no.
Lachlan, you're up.
See you guys outside. I want to move dash to get out of here.
Move dash. How
Dash.
much speed is that? Is that 90 feet for you?
I'm 25, so it's 75 total.
75. Yeah, so you kind of swing around. You're kind of in the bottom corner of the chamber right now. You don't think the dragon's even looking towards you. You think you're
good.
You're pretty fine.
I'm trying to be as unnoticed as possible.
All right, that brings us to Callista.
Okay. I'm gonna tell the pixies to cast Fly on me, Anastasius, Ashlyn, and Diana, since I can't reach the other ones.
Oh, nice.
Woo.
Nice.
So that's 4 flies on them.
Okay, so that's so those of you these were cast. You guys all feel really light on your feet. And you feel like if you just jumped up in the air that you'd be able to like soar just like Superman through the sky.
Your speed is now 60 feet.
And your fly speed is 60 feet.
Yep. So I am I'm gonna send the other pixies still invisible towards the other members.
Okay.
So they probably won't be able to cast it until they reach the next round.
Okay.
And then with the last pixie, as I'm running with Anastasius towards the door, I'm going to try and cast Polymorph on the dragon.
Polymorph on the dragon. Okay.
Yeah.
Here we go. Wisdom save, correct?
Yep.
Okay. It rolled a 23.
Yeah, it's fine.
All
I didn't
right.
think it was going to work. It's a DC 12, but I had to try.
Right. So yeah, you make an attempt and you can see like no effect whatsoever. It's almost like the dragon didn't even notice anything was even happening to it. Yeah. Is that the end?
Oh wait, Brock is behind me, right?
Yeah, he was. Yes.
Okay, so then he'll get fly too if he's behind me.
All right, excellent. Brock's like, oh, wait, hey, this is new, and he kind of watches you and. He's getting ready to
run or fly, you fools! Fly,
fly, you fools! Yeah. Nice, I love it. All right, here we go. We go to Harshnag. Harshnag looking down at Ashlyn, seeing Ashlyn run up beside him. It's like, Ashlyn, you fool! You gotta get out of here! And then he wields back, and he actually goes and he tries to, as the dragon's coming at him, he grapples the dragon, tries to put it in like a headlock. And he does. He grabs around the dragon's neck. The dragon starts snarling and snapping its jaws as Harshnag is basically, it's kind of like dangling on him like a necklace right now. And just kind of keeping him at bay. The dragon starts flapping its wings, and it's going to use one of its legendary actions to do a wing attack.
No! God.
Which I need Harshnag, Ashlyn. Yeah, just Harshnag and Ashlyn are going to be close enough for this to affect them. But you guys need to make a dexterity saving throw for me, please.
Ashlyn, remember you.
Oh.
You have a +5 to your health right now.
So, Ashlyn, as these wings start rapidly moving, you watch as Harshnag loses his grip and falls down prone beside you, slamming to the ground, cracking some of the stone floor around you. You can feel this wind just surge down from the dragon's wings, and he flies up about 30 feet above you. With this pressure, you take 15 points of bludgeoning damage as you start to roll across the floor as the wings just push you back. So you actually get pushed back about 10 feet from where you were.
Okay.
And that's the end of Harshnag and the dragon's legendary action. That takes us to the top of the order with Brock, who begins to fly behind Callista as fast as he possibly can, bringing us to Mulfin's action.
Okay, so this thing is now flying like 30 feet up in the air.
Yeah, it's 30 feet up in the air, and it's kind of like just snarling, looking down towards Ashlyn and Harshnag, laying there on the floor in front of her.
Too far away, I couldn't hit you with fly.
So, Mulfin is same deal, charging mage hand beside him as he's running by before doing anything else into the robes. Out comes out a stick with a little friggin' thing at the end of it as he waves his wand of paralysis up at
the dragon?
Dragon.
All right, that is what saving throw is that?
It's not. It's
it's an attack roll.
And I don't think a 15's going to hit, though.
15 is not going to hit. You actually watch as this beam strikes the side of the dragon, but the magical energy just dissipates out from it like a spider web, and then just vanishes. It had no effect on the creature.
Okay, so Mulfin's going to use his full 25 feet of movement. How far from the dragon is Mulfin now?
You use your full 30 feet. It's more
25.
It's more to the north, so I'll say it's about probably like anywhere between 40 feet to 50 feet away from you. Because it went more to the north while you were kind of to the south, so it was kind of going away from you a little bit towards Harshnag.
Mulfin's... Okay, and how far am I from the door?
Probably about the same amount as you are from the dragon. Probably about 40, 50 feet. You can see Lachlan ahead of you. He's like...
And once more, after zapping with the wand and starting to run as he gets to 25 feet... And once more. Another 30 feet right to the door.
So, Lachlan, as you're running, all of a sudden you watch as Mulfin appears in front of you, running towards the door.
Nice one, Grace.
That's amazing. The blue dragon gets to go.
Need to get to the stairs. Stairs have what I need.
Ashlyn and Diana,
Yeah.
I need you both to make a wisdom saving throw for me. As the
Oh,
dragon
God.
looks towards you up in the air and just starts going... and just snarls really, really loud.
I'm not doing well on these
Hey,
things.
oh no. That's a 6.
I'm going to use my advantage.
All right.
That probably would have been a good idea for me.
Even a 15 is not going to be enough.
Oh,
Hold on.
no.
Hold
You-
on. Monk. I think I've got a monk thing.
You think you got a monk thing? Okay.
Am I going to be frightened or charmed?
Yeah.
It is a frightened condition. So if you have anything that goes against being frightened,
Oh, I can
Oh,
use my action to end one effect on you that is causing you to be charmed or frightened. Okay, that's good to know. Okay, that's it.
okay, yeah, you are both effectively frightened right now of this dragon,
Okay.
as it is
Yeah.
that roar. Like even though just the look of this thing is vicious enough, but that roar, yeah, you guys basically you can make the save again at the end of your turns. But effectively, you can't move towards it willingly.
Okay.
And that brings us... Actually, and then it's going to use its movement to dive back down towards Harshnag, who is now prone in front of it. And that brings us to Anastasius.
Okay. He's going to use his 60 feet of movement to fly.
I'm with you, Twitch chat. This is intense.
I'm freaking out.
Actually, no. He's gonna do something different.
Okay.
He's gonna grab my hand, and we're going to dimension door
Ooh, fancy.
behind the dragon, probably about here.
Okay. Oh, in the hallway?
Yeah, in the hallway.
Okay.
Man, what the heck's the range?
But
on
before he
dimension?
it's like
500
feet.
It's 500
Before
feet,
he
yeah.
goes, he's going to inspire Harshnag, and then
All right. So Harshnag gets a D8 or D10?
I think it's a D8. Let me
Okay.
check.
All right, I'll set a D8 out of side so I remember that Harshnag has a inspiration.
Yeah, it's
All right.
D8.
Excellent. So you guys watch as this little portal forms, and Callista and Anastasius kind of just fly right through it. It closes behind them, and Molfin, down the hallway, you see a little flash of purple light ahead of you, and some figures in the hall.
Show off.
That brings us to Diana.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to cast Bless on who's 30 feet around me.
Probably maybe Ashlyn is probably the closest person to you right now.
Is Harshnag within range?
He's probably just outside of range because he's a little bit farther away from where Ashlyn is.
Can I move to get him into the range, or would that?
You can, but you're
involve
moving
moving?
closer to the dragon.
Remember, Diana, you also have fly, so I don't know if that's going to affect you at all.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can fly.
I know. I wanted to get Harshnag in this. Like, I can't move towards the dragon because I'm frightened, right?
Right.
Yeah, you can't move. Yeah, you can't move towards the dragon. That's correct. Mhm.
But I thought you couldn't be frightened.
Me?
Yeah.
I think that's.
No,
I have a
that's
that's
resisting
charmed.
charm.
Yeah, it's charmed.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's halflings that
I
have
thought so
the
too.
advantage for frightened.
Mhm.
I thought so too. But is there a way that I can like move around it, like in a?
You can move
Like-
around it, but you would have to go back farther into the chamber. Like, you can move back farther, but then what you're doing is you're essentially moving back towards the archway and not towards the door. If you move towards the door, you could probably still get Ashlyn in the range of that, but you're not going to be able to get Harshnag.
I will move closer towards the door
Okay.
and keep Ashlyn in my range.
Okay.
And like, what is that? Like 10 feet, 15?
Yes.
Okay. Is anyone else closer to me now? Maybe Molfin, Lachlan, Callista? Anastasius?
Everybody else is kind of either running or almost out of there or flying out of there.
I'll just cast it on me and myself, and I'll shout at Ashlyn to get out.
So you cast Bless, is that what you were doing?
Yeah, so she now can add a D4 to her saving rolls and her attack rolls.
Nice.
And so because I cast it on myself too.
Excellent. Good idea. And
And I will. What was it?
no, and you're moving kind of out around the chamber.
Okay.
Okay, so you're kind of yep. Is that it? Is that it for your turn?
That's all for me. Yeah.
All right, Ashlyn, you're laying prone, feeling the breeze of this dragon's wings as it's kind of coming down. Looks like it's coming down right at Harshnag, laying about 10, 15 feet to your left.
Alright, I'm gonna use my monk thing to end my frightened effect.
Oh yeah. Oh, sorry, Dinah. Go to make your saving throw.
Thank you.
Sorry about that.
And
And you actually succeed on your saving throw, so you are no longer frightened of the dragon at this point. Good job.
Thank you. You stressed.
Sure. Go ahead, Ashlyn. Back to you.
Okay, so I'm gonna end my frightened effect with my monk ability to end frightened effects on me apparently.
Okay. All right.
And then I'm going to stand up and run over to Harshnag's side.
Sorry.
Okay. So you're standing right next to Harshnag.
Yep.
All right. Technically, the dragon is within your range.
Okay. I will kick it.
Okay.
I I'm gonna use my longbow first. No, my quarterstaff. Sorry, my quarterstaff. And I'm gonna hit it. If I can. Does that hit it?
You connect, but it doesn't look like it did anything to it. It like just hit scales.
My Kenside weapons are magical. Does that mean anything?
It doesn't right now.
Oh, okay.
The AC is higher than what you rolled.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a magical.
Yeah,
thing.
I just tried to make it. I was just flaring the description.
Okay, I'm gonna hit it again.
Okay.
Try to hit it again. There we go.
That will actually hit. Yeah.
Okay.
So you come across, it kind of snarled down, looked towards you, and you come up with the quarterstaff right under its jaw.
Yeah.
Great roll.
13 points of damage. Nice.
And then I'm gonna use my martial arts to hit it once with my fist,
Nice.
and I will not hit it with my
Ooh,
fist.
you actually like you punch
Charlie Brown.
you punch this dragon, and its jaw is rock hard, like oh, like hurts your. You're just like reaching up to your. Ah, that just hurts so bad.
Rock like Brock.
Yeah, yep. And that ends Ashland's turn,
Yep.
and then it brings us to Lachlan.
Continuing to run.
Run, dash, dash.
Yep.
All right.
Move, dash, dash.
Okay, so you're able to dash down the giant steps and start making your way down the hallway the chamber which you came. Okay, you carefully avoid the now burnt up pile of what's left over of the grease on the ground and make your way through. And that brings us to Callista, who is now standing kind of like in the middle of that hallway chamber.
Okay. Can I see the dragon? Is he flying or is he now dived on?
He's dived on Harshnag, so you can technically see him, but it's like you got a viewpoint on him, but he's probably like he's a good ways away from you.
Okay.
He's probably like at least 150, 160 feet.
Okay. Did you say what's the range on this? Nope, that's not it. So if he's like 150, can I get into 120 range since I'm flying?
You can. Yeah, you'd be flying back towards him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
So Lachlan, as you're running, all of a sudden you see Callista flying back the other way.
Because I see that not everyone's here. I want the other two pixies to finally. I don't know if they can catch up at this point. They're just gonna keep trying to follow Mulfin and Lachlan so they can give them fly.
Okay, sounds good.
If they catch up.
Yeah.
But they misty steps, so I think they're a little bit out of range for them.
Okay.
Depending on their movement, Molfin only got 55 feet, even with
Yeah. What?
I
Is,
think-
step.
Well, they have 30 feet, so they are probably just behind you guys.
Yeah, they're just a little bit behind.
So.
These poor pixies are trying to catch up to everybody running. Hey, wait!
I know!
I've got a spell for you.
Just let me
Just wait, please! I got a spell for you.
I am doing a tidal wave.
All right, a tidal wave. Okay, dexterity saving throw. Does that hit all creatures?
Is that me too?
No, because I'm aiming it just for him. Like I would position
Okay.
it so it would only hit him.
Okay, so it's just gonna slam into the dragon. Okay, dexterity
behind.
saving throw. Okay. Your DC is a 15.
No, it should be 16. Oh no, it is a 15. Yep.
Okay, it rolled a 16, so it makes
Okay,
the
so
save.
it takes half.
Takes half damage. Okay.
Yeah.
So it takes 13. Alrighty. Yeah, this wave of water, you guys just watch as this wave of water just crashes down on the dragon. It stumbles a little bit down, but then regains its composure and is flapping up. The water just seems to be kind of like flapping off of it.
And I'm going to fly back to Anastasia's because I have 60 feet of movement.
There you go. Yep. So
I'd be like, Ashlyn, come back!
No.
Harshnag looks towards Ashlyn. He's like, Are you crazy?
Yes.
You You must get out of here now. And he actually looks towards the giant statue of Amon that's next to him. And you watch as he takes his great axe up from the floor. He stands up carefully in front of the dragon. And he looks towards you and he says, Ashlyn, you must flee! Your destiny lies elsewhere. And you watch as he takes both hands to the great axe. He looks like he's about ready to swing, and then surprisingly turns away from the dragon and strikes the statue of Amon, carving a giant chunk of the black obsidian out of the statue.
Oh no.
And you watch as kind of like glass breaking, the shatter effect starts to coalesce around the whole statue as it slowly starts to go. And one of the arms that are outstretched of Amon starts to fall off on the other side and slams down onto the floor, crumpling into a bunch of small pieces of this black onyx, shattering everywhere. And you watch as cracks start to appear in the floor, in the ceiling, and start to climb up the walls. It seems like this whole place is starting to crumble in on itself. Brock continues to fly as fast as he can. He's like, what? That was a fancy trick Callista did. I can't do that. And he's like, I'm gonna get out of here. His long hair is flapping in the wind. It's like, this is like the coolest thing I've ever done. and he flies out of the two doors, and he flies down the stairs, and he gets about down the stairs into the hallway. Molfin, that brings us to you.
Molfin is still running along. How far away from the dragon is Molfin right now?
Molfin, you are could you move towards the door? You're kind of arcing around the dragon, so I'd say you're about 60 feet away, and you're about ready to just go through the door and head down the steps.
Perfect. So Molfin's going to turn back, looking at the dragon within the 60 feet once more. Pull out the same little wand, and once more try to zap at the back of the dragon.
Oh, excellent.
That is a paralyzed dragon for a minute.
So, as you guys are watching, this whole place is crumbling. Things are starting, and all of a sudden, Ashlyn, you notice the dragon just stiffens up. And then slams to the floor, bobbing back and forth on two of its legs. And its wings are completely still. And it's just sitting there staring down, completely still.
Molfin will sort of call over. Now, if the rest of you can please come join us this way before the entire bloody place crashes.
Yeah, stones are starting to break loose from the walls. The ceiling is starting to let go of some small stones as they're falling from the 100-foot ceiling.
And with that, Molfin is going to start running down the stairs and get down next to... I'm assuming I can get down to like the bottom of the stairs.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, and Molfin will go down about halfway down the stairs, roughly where the shaman is sort of laying dead, and then just wait.
Okay.
To see if everyone else is. Can I still see the dragon from there?
Not from down at the bottom of the steps. Not from there. You would have to go further down the hall to get a vantage point on the dragon.
Then Molfin will stay at the top of the steps, waiting for everyone else, so he has line of sight on the dragon.
Okay. It's the dragon's turn, and it says in the wand that it can make a save at the end of its turn.
Save at the end of each one of its turns.
Which save is this for paralysis?
Paralysis. Let me see. I thought it. Did I not say it in there? No, it does not. It's going to be saying it's the same as hold person, but either way, if you want to roll it or not, I'm going to burn a port and it's going to roll a 13 and fail.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
Regardless of what he's
nice,
going to
nice.
do, he's going to fail it.
Well, you know what?
But,
You know what the dragon's gonna do, Molfin? The dragon's gonna use one of its legendary resistances and choose to succeed. Anyway.
That's nasty. Yeah, that's nasty. Oh.
Gloves are coming off, dragon.
It's okay. I love you, Matthew. I still love you.
This isn't getting back at us for the Remoraz fight.
All that.
Yes, this is not part of the book. This is just.
No, this is key to the plot. Okay. So at your turn around, Molfin, you're focused on this dragon. You want to keep it at bay, and all of a sudden you feel that the overwhelming magical presence of this dragon is just extraordinary, and you can feel that paralysis is not going to last. And all of a sudden the dragon starts to slowly like you can see it kind of start to flap its wings once more, like looking all around, even more hateful gaze than it had before. And that will end its turn because that was the end of its turn. And that brings us to Anastasius.
Okay.
You prevented it from taking a turn.
Oh, you dirty dragon, you're gonna die.
I think he's just gonna fly to Molfin and wait.
Okay. Anastasius flies towards Molfin. So backtracking.
Is Molfin towards the dragon?
Molfin's on top of the steps.
Molfin is right at the doorway. He went to go down the stairs and then went, "Where is everybody?" and turned back and was just waiting.
Okay, then he'll just stay beside me and wait. And hold his action, I guess. If anything gets closer to... If the dragon comes closer to us.
Okay. Diana, you're up.
Okay, so I am going to run towards Ashlyn because she's 30 feet away from me.
Yes.
And I have 60 feet of movement.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to reach out and touch her and cast Death Ward on her. So, and I'm going to just grab her while I do this and say, Ashlyn, do not make me watch another one of my best friends die. Leave, run, get out of here. And that ends my turn.
And Ashlyn, that is something very big for Diana to say to you because you know of her backstory and of her losing a really good friend. And anything else you're doing, Diana? You have a...
That's it. I'm staying beside her.
Staying beside her?
When she chooses to run, I will follow.
All right. Ashlyn, you're up.
Oh my god, I'm so angry.
Pull that backstory on you, Sarah!
Yeah.
Way to guilt her into it.
Yeah, so I hug Harshnag around the shin,
Uh-huh.
the ankle, and I say, I'll see you on the other side. And I start to fly.
He just kind of nods towards you and he's like, huh, most definitely. And he looks at you and he kind of winks and he's like, make those giants pay.
Gotcha. Will do.
And she flies towards the doorway.
Yes.
Okay. Lachlan.
Move dash dash.
Move dash dash. Lachlan, you are very close to the exit of the temple. you can see the light of day and the light snow falling outside as you start to approach.
Better not be another one out there.
Callista.
Watch for the cliff.
I'm gonna hold my ground until I see both Ashlyn and Diana coming towards me.
Okay.
And I will also hold my action just in case. I'll hold, Yeah, I'll hold like a produce flame fireball in from my hands type thing, just a cantrip,
Okay.
just in case.
Just in case it comes towards you.
Yeah, but I'm just waiting.
Excellent. Harshnag, standing there with the axe, watching the 80-foot statue start to crumble. Pieces of it falling all around him to the left and the right. Large chunks of stone falling out of the top of the temple. Diana, you're watching this happen as these giant rocks are coming free from the roof and falling. You actually get some shrapnel from one of them exploding about 10 feet away from you as it hits the ground, putting a big gash into the floor. You watch as some of the other statues start to fall over and crash onto the ground. The hill giant statue drops the big boulder it was holding, and we watch one of its arms kind of crackle and fall off. Harshnag smiles towards the dragon and looks at it and says, "Just you and me now," and goes to lunge at it, tries to grab it and do like a WWE hip toss
Yeah.
over his shoulder. And he's going to use his bardic inspiration that Anastasius gave him. And he rolls very well. And he and he succeeds. So he takes this dragon by the head and he does this hip toss and slams the dragon into the crackling statue of Amon. And Diana, you get a first-hand view of all this stone and onyx just flying out from the statue as he like rolls over on top of the dragon, this massive dragon, and the dragon's wings just fluttering and flapping underneath it. Brock continues to fly as fast as he can, seeing a lot of you and passing by.
By the way, Molfen probably has fly now, not Lachlan though, because he's way too far
Yeah,
away.
Molfen, yeah, you will have fly now. You feel you're light on your feet now as a spell has been cast upon you. And it's your turn, Molfen. Are you muted?
Yeah, I'm muted. Are Diana and Ashlyn out of the room, or are they?
Diana is still in the room, but Ashlyn is flying basically out from... She's like right above you right now, flying out.
And how far is the dragon and Harshnag from the door?
From the door, probably about 100 feet. Or actually, no, it'd be more like 60. I can see the hamster in the wheel.
Yeah.
It's
There's that
Molten
insight
has two
check.
very, very different thoughts.
Do what you need to
Molten
do.
can't do both. No, there's two different directions. That's the.
Oh.
Molten is not.
Roll
Molten's in
for
the
it.
same boat with. That's okay. This is going to Twitch chat. I'm gonna roll a D2. 1 is heading the exit direction for that plan. 2 is heading back into the room.
Okay. And Molfen, you're watching this room is crumbling and things are just falling down left and right. One is
And that's the stairs.
the stairs.
Molfen takes off down the stairs, gets next to the corpse of the shaman,
Okay.
Oh no!
reaches down, takes out the fake Zolkin dagger, cuts a little piece of his finger,
Ouch.
and proceeds to bring the shaman back as a zombified minion with the instructions to go and aid Harshnag with its battle with the dragon.
So, Ashlyn, you watch this happen because it's just kind of at the bottom of the steps from where you're flying. Callista, you see it happen. Everybody who's in that hallway, except for Lachlan and Brock, they're just like facing the opposite direction, just running as fast as they can and flying. You watch as this female tribeswoman just starts to stand back up, and it goes... kind of cracks its neck a little bit and is just standing there like looking towards Molfen. with all the previous wounds that it had. It still has the crossbow bolt stuck out between her eyes from when Lachlan hit her in the head. And it just starts looking towards you and then starts hobbling up the steps. And starts kind of crawling up the large steps, heading up towards where Harshnag is.
Now, do you want me to roll separate initiative for it, or just leave it on mine?
Just leave it on yours.
Okay.
That makes sense. All right, the blue dragon gets to go. The blue dragon, with being hip-tossed into this giant statue, seeing that the whole building is starting to fall, is going to grab Harshnag and start flying up into the air with Harshnag. Let's see if it can do it.
No, 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 no.
It goes to grab Harshnag, and Harshnag kind of just pushes its arms away from him, and it starts to fly a little bit, and then Harshnag jumps up and grabs its back leg and is like pulling the dragon back down as the dragon is flapping, going, and Harshnag's got him by the back leg and is kind of like pulling him back down towards him. More stones keep on piling in. Diana, you don't feel like you have much time. The roof looks as if it's about ready to completely give way of this chamber. Anastasius is up.
Okay. He's gonna inspire Molfin.
All right. Molfin, you hear the beautiful words of Anastasius fill your mind. It gives you the confidence to do great things with your zombies.
Oh. I don't know what he can do. Yeah, he's just gonna start flying to make sure he can see where Lachlan and Brock are.
Okay, yeah, they're very close to the exit.
Okay, so he'll fly.
All right. Diana, you're up.
Harshnag. I don't know. Can Harshnag hear me, or is Harshnag too involved with what he's doing?
He's very involved, but I'm sure he could hear you.
I looked at the door and I looked at Harshnag and I'm like, I'm so sorry. I wish I had a death ward for you, but I only have this blessing. And I cast Bless, and then I run 60 feet towards the door.
And as you're running away, you just hear, kind of like in a softer tone of his voice, as he's kind of just going, holding on to this dragon, he's like, Diana, take care of Ashlyn. Your blessing is more than enough. And Diana, you are running. Are you dashing as well? Or wait, you're flying. So you're actually right outside the doorway now as you're watching more stones kind of fall behind you. Ashlyn is up.
How far away am I from the doorway still?
You are flying currently out of the doorway. You're kind of above where the top of the steps are to lead to the main exit hallway.
I am going to throw this purple worm great axe at the dragon. I don't care if it hits it or not. I'm just going to throw it in anger.
Okay.
And keep flying.
All right. So, Molfin, as you're standing up there, you're standing down at the steps watching your zombie. You watch as Ashlyn just turns around with that purple worm-looking great axe that she had as a chief, just whips it into the room. Go ahead and make you can make a dexterity attack with, I think that'd be disadvantage and without your proficiency bonus.
Do I just
Can I
take
gift
this
her the inspiration that Anastasia gave me?
And she crits. Well, you're gifting her inspiration. So if you wanted to add inspiration, you can roll a D8
okay.
and add that to it.
Molfin will just look up and say, well, if Anastasia can do it for me.
So in pure rage, when you turn around, Ashlyn, you're actually shocked, but the adrenaline is like pumping through your veins. And you whip this thing, and it goes farther than you would ever imagine a great axe could fly. It starts going, and you watch it strike the side of the dragon, and it makes an impact. Go ahead and roll damage for the great axe.
Hold on, let me. 9.
9 points.
Do we have to double it? Or am I crazy?
What's that?
No,
think
I didn't crit on it.
Yeah, it was a 20. You rolled a 23 total.
Oh.
Yeah. So yeah, you actually throw it and hit it. And then, what would you like to do after that?
Just say, just keep on flying with Diana.
Okay. All right. Lachlan.
You know what I'm doing?
Lachlan, you actually breach the exit into the sunlight. Well, into the daylight. It's still kind of foggy and snowy out here, but you feel the brash weather come across you again as the wind and the snow. But it's a lot less tension. It's just it's a lot calmer out here than it is inside currently. And you basically
Never thought I'd be so happy to be cold.
and you bust out of here, and you are in you basically 2 feet of snow that kind of surrounds the main entryway. Anything else you'd be doing?
I just want to kind of like flop down in the snow and just, sort of try to get my breath.
Just catching your breath. Yeah, so Lachlan just slams
for
down in
everybody
the
else.
snow. Cold snow feels so good as your sweat's like pouring off of you. That brings us to Callista.
Okay, I'm gonna fly towards the entrance of the hall, like towards where the dragon and Harshnag are.
Okay.
How far away are they?
From the doorway, they're about 60 feet.
Perfect. I look at Harshnag and I say, "Trust me, fly to me," and I cast polymorph and use giant eagle on with the pixie.
Okay, giant.
60 feet range.
Oh, you want to polymorph it into a giant eagle?
I want him to be an eagle and fly to me, and that's why I'm saying, "Trust me, fly to me. Let's go."
Okay.
Yes, please say that.
Giant eagles have 80 feet of movement.
Okay. So you're
So-
who are you casting that on again? The
Harshnag.
Harshnag.
I want him to polymorph and fly to me.
Okay. You watch as Harshnag starts to sprout feathers and releases its grasp on the dragon, and his hands start to morph into an eagle's wings. And his head, like this beard, just kind of disappears into these feathers, and you see a giant beak as this thing is just like flapping right underneath a flapping dragon. Now, when they're polymorphed, what changes on their statistics?
I think just the mindset, but giant eagles are very intelligent. They understand common.
They understand common?
Like in
Yep.
8 or something, or
Okay.
All I remember is they were smarter from that barbarian from that other.
Cool. So, yeah, the polymorph takes effect on Harshnag, and you watch as he's now an eagle, and we'll see what happens on his turn. What are you going to do the rest of your turn?
I'm just gonna try and...
How far away are me and Diana from the door?
You flew down the steps, correct? 60 feet?
Like right here, yeah.
Yeah, so you'd be, if you remember where the grease fire was at the bottom of the steps,
Okay.
you're probably about 20 feet beyond that, headed back out towards the hallway.
Where's Diana though? I wouldn't leave her.
Diana's basically, she's about 20 feet away from the door, running towards the door
Okay.
right now.
I'm gonna
Does she
dash.
fly?
Oh, you have fly, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
you all have
yeah,
fly,
yeah.
except
So
for Lachlan.
so you can see her. She's just about 60 feet behind you, flying
Okay.
in the air.
Okay.
Yeah, that's. I think that's all I can do because I think I used my movement to get there, and then.
Okay.
Oh well, that was the pixie's turn.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that was the
So
pixie's action.
I will back up and kind of just motion for Harshnag to follow me.
Okay.
So I'll back up again.
My roll 20 crashed. I'll be right back.
All right. Sure.
This makes me.
All right.
No.
You see that the blue dragon ahead of is kind of just dwarfing this, even with the giant eagle there. Still, this blue dragon just dwarfs this eagle, and you watch as it kind of looks towards you, Callista. And it gives you a little wink.
What? Wait, what? I'm not there. What kind of wink?
Just a little wink.
Do I have to make a save?
No, you don't.
Okay. I'm like, ah!
And you watch as the eagle darts towards the dragon
Oh.
and is trying to push the dragon into the statue of Thrym behind it.
Oh, Harshnag, why don't you listen to me?
In nat 20s.
Ah!
So you watch as the eagle just starts flying, almost excited to have the gift of flight. Charges, almost like shoulder bashes with the side of its wing, this dragon, and the dragon, flapping its wings, stumbles back into the statue of Thrym, and you watch as it slowly goes, and slams on the ground, shattering. The head of Thrym just rolls across the chamber floor. Yes. Wild and crazy. Brock is now outside. Molfin, it's your turn.
Muted?
No! How far from the door are these now?
Who?
The dragon and the eagle.
The dragon and the eagle are a little farther away from the door now. They're probably about 90 feet away.
Okay. So the zombie is still dashing its way over towards them. Move and dashes into the piling. Just trying to catch up. And you said about 90 feet?
About 90 feet.
Molfin's going to go where he can fly now, 30 feet into the room to get within 60 feet of the dragon.
Okay.
And once more, out comes the wand, zapping for the third time.
All right, spending another charge as the wand faces the dragon. The energy comes. Man, this time you just flat out miss. This basically what happens is a giant rock from the ceiling comes down and it just timed it out perfectly to block your shot with the wand. It just hits the. You see the magical energy zap all around the rock and it shatter down onto the ground.
Then Molfin will go 30 feet back to the door.
Mm-hmm.
And then bonus action once more, Misty. Misty step down, not going the full distance though. Next to the burnt out grease fire.
Yeah.
Where the next body lays.
Okay.
You're a monster.
The blue dragon, kind of regaining its composure. Being slammed into the statue, watching the head of the statue roll. Now seeing that Harshnag is in a completely different state than it was before. Do you have the giant eagle stats, Callista, by any chance?
Yes, I do.
What is the strength of a giant eagle?
+3.
Okay. Basically, the dragon is going to try to grapple Harshnag again and try to fly him up as this happens.
My heart can't take this.
This time it succeeds and grabs the eagle with both hands. You can see that it's just looking and snarling right towards the eagle's face. The eagle is just like screeching, doing that eagle screech back at the dragon. And then who's kind of standing at the top of the doorway or flying at the top of the doorway? Diana, you are?
I think I am,
And
but also
Ashlyn?
did Harshnag add a D4 to his saving throw?
Okay. To a saving
Did
throw?
he? Yeah. Because he's blessed.
You know what? Oh, for the save against polymorph.
Oh no! Oh, sorry. I thought that he had to do a save
Yeah.
against being grappled.
Even if he rolled a 4 on the die, it wouldn't have been enough.
Okay.
Yeah. So what you guys see as the dragon starts to fly upwards, the dragon's not paying attention above. He's kind of just snarling at this bird. All of a sudden, this big giant boulder, probably about the size of the dragon, slams down upon both of them.
Oh no.
And you watch as the dragon and Harshnag in bird form start to plummet towards the floor. And then much more of the ceiling starts to crumble in. And you watch as the chamber starts to fill with this dust, as all this rock. And basically what you watch is you watch the remaining remnants of the statue of Amon shatter and start to crumble down towards the floor. The whole place is almost completely caving in. I'm assuming Anastasius would be getting out of there.
Yeah.
Okay. Diana. Hey guys.
I know.
Thank you for the follow.
I know that I can save him, but I can't because there's not enough time to go there and back. I keep running. I dash out.
So you 120 feet of fly speed. Yes, you can see the entryway of the chamber as you're headed out. Ashlyn.
Is not happy. And flies with Diana.
Okay.
Same speed as Diana.
All right, same speed. So you guys are Ashlyn with tears in her eyes are flying side by side out of the chamber.
Me too.
Lachlan is currently, I believe, still outside resting.
He's on autopilot, just run dash dash.
Got it.
Fall down to where the rimmer is.
Callista, what would you be doing as you're watching as smoke, now clouds of dust are starting to form. You can see this dust cloud like heading towards you guys from the inner chamber.
I'm gonna mentally ask the pixie if his polymorph dropped. He had 26 hit points, so
26 hit points.
As an eagle, yeah.
Mentally, he says, yes. Yes, welcome, Ultimate Colonel.
Can I try to do... Can I try to do a perception check to try and see if I can see Harshnag?
You can attempt
or
it.
Or here where they landed, or...
You can attempt it, but you're very far away. It's going to be with disadvantage, and it's completely, like, there's a cloud of dust coming out of there, so you can make it with disadvantage, but it's going to be a really hard DC.
I'm going to use my natural 20.
Okay. All right. Rolling a natural 20 in your perception, what's that going to give you as a total?
My perception is a +4. 24.
+4. Even with your natural 20. You just see this dark cloud of dust start to emerge out of the main doors, and it's starting to kind of creep down the steps, as all you hear is the crumbling walls beyond it.
Does it look like this archway that we're in is going to be crumbling too once this falls? Does it looks like the whole place is coming down, or is it just that chamber?
It looks like it's just that chamber right now, but you don't know the weight of the roof structure could carry on to this chamber. You know that those two, like, they kind of look like levels that are beside you to the north and the south. Because there's like hallways in there, it might have weakened the structure there, and it could actually cave in there as well.
Okay. I'm gonna slowly start. I don't think I'm gonna do the full 120, but I'm gonna go 60 feet back and just try and wait and see if I can hear or see anything, or Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted like I'm kind of like want to be like the pillar point, wait for all my party to go, and I just want to stay and watch for a moment.
Okay. Harshnag is go, and basically during his turn, all you guys hear is more ceiling crumble, more walls fall, and just this reverberation, this shaking of this whole mountain. Even Lachlan outside the chamber is feeling the ground vibrating around him. It's a pretty intense cave-in. Brock is rolling around in the snow as well, trying to catch his breath. Some of the icy frost is sticking in his long hair as he's kind of trying to wipe it off. Mulfin.
Looking back up at the door.
Mm-hmm.
What does the door look like? What is the inside of the room?
It's almost completely shrouded in dust. Your zombie is completely not visible anymore in this shroud of dust. And you can hear just rocks and walls and everything just crumbling in on itself.
And how far is it where I am at the bottom of the stairs to the door? It's like 30 feet?
Yeah, between 30 and 40, I would say, yes.
Mulfin's going to fly back up to the doorway.
Okay.
And just from what I can see, not stupid enough to feel that it's safe. But does Mulfin see any sort of movement or anything in the room?
Make a perception check with disadvantage. It's going to be extremely hard. You just see dust. Dust and large stones, like within about 10 or 15 feet of you. Just kind of spread around. Some are just piling on top of others as this ceiling continues to fall in.
And it's still actively falling down.
It's still actively falling. This place is huge, and this rock is taking quite some time to break free. But if you think about it, it's only been about 3 or 4 turns, so it's only been about, what? About 20 seconds?
9
Yeah.
feet,
Yeah.
And I should say, does my zombie see anything in terms of where the dragon is?
Your zombie is starting to crawl into the chamber, and then all of a sudden, a giant boulder from the ceiling splatters her. She is gone as quickly as she was brought back to life.
Oh. The rest of my movement back to the bottom of the stairs, or as close as I can get, and looking down at the charred skeletal remains of one of the people that was cooked in the fire by Lachlan. Out comes a dagger, another slash on the tip of another finger. Go and see if you can find the giant.
And this time it's a skeleton, right? Because
yeah, I'm assuming it'll be a skeleton because it's one of the ones from the fire.
The skeleton is just blackened, like from the fire, from being burned. Some of it's like just some of the ribs are completely burned out of it. Like it's just like starts clattering up the steps.
Oh, hold on, take this with you. Can I hand it a health potion?
Sure. It reaches out and grabs it. It kind of looks at it and then just starts clattering back up the steps.
That's it.
All right. The blue dragon goes. Just more crumpling. I'm assuming Anastasius is just going to get out of there.
Yeah, he's gonna get out of there and make sure he can find Lachlan and Brock and tell him to stay close, like don't leave.
All right.
Wait for them.
Okay. Diana. If you fly and dash this turn, you will be outside with Lachlan and the rest of your comrades who are outside.
Harshnag, I want to just say a little prayer to myself for Harshnag's safety and for Ilmater to protect him and guide him and grant us a miracle, you know what I mean? And I will continue to fly and dash out of here.
Okay. You fly and dash. Ashlyn.
I fly and dash.
Fly and dash too. Lachlan's still relaxing.
I'm trying to see if people are joining us out of this shaking temple yet.
Yeah, you watch as Anastasius now is with you, and now Diana and Ashlyn seemingly coming out at the same exact time, flying out of the chamber into the cold, wintry air. Yeah, so yeah, you can see that your allies and friends are coming out with you. And Callista.
I'm assuming it's just me and Molfin at this point.
Yep, Molfin is standing at the bottom of the steps. You guys are both starting to notice, though, the top of the chamber is starting to show remnants of cracking above you. And the door frame around the main door is starting to show cracking, starting to appear, especially in the corners of the doorway.
Molfin, we should go. I don't want to, but we have no choice at this point. We'll
You
come
bring a
back
very
and look.
valid point.
So I'm gonna go down and grab his hand and try and drag him with me since we're both flying.
Okay. Molfin, you go willingly?
Can I grab my skeleton at the same time?
If you'd like to, yes.
Grab onto the skeleton.
Okay. So it's like Callista holding on to Molfin's wrist, and then Molfin holding on to a skeleton's wrist, and you guys are flying out of the chamber. As
With the
Callista
skeleton holding onto a health potion.
with the skeleton holding onto a health potion. And you guys hear and you guys watch as this this cloud of dust just follows you out of the chamber, and the dust bursts out of the main part of the entryway of the chamber as you guys are all kind of finally getting outside, and you hear the sound of an incredible cave-in beyond that sounds more like this as it rumbles. And all you see is dust emerge from out of the domed chamber. And Ashlyn, standing back to all of you, facing the chamber, staring into the dust.
I immediately rush to Ashlyn and grab her and hold her tight.
I am going to fly above and see if I can get above this cave-in. And see if I can see anything.
Okay, this place is dug deep into the mountain. So flying up is just gonna fly up the mountain.
Okay, so there was no domed top. It was just...
Yeah, it was carved into the side of a mountain.
Okay, never mind.
And seeing that it's 9:52, we're gonna go ahead and take our break for the evening there. And our break might be a little bit longer than usual for tonight because my party is going to advance to 8th level.
Oh, fuck.
No!
Take it back! I don't want it! Take it back!
Pyrrhic victory.
Bring it back!
I want Harshnag back! I'll trade a level for Harshnag.
So we're gonna take it's probably gonna be about a 10-minute break this evening, just so we can get our character sheets updated and our players can get leveled up at level 8 before they continue on with their adventure here. So if you guys will stick with us, we'll be back in a short amount of time to continue our adventure here at Storm King's Thunder. So thank you guys once again for tuning in here to Proficiency Bonus tonight. We do appreciate your viewership and you hanging out with us. Love all the people hanging out in chat, and we'll be back in about 10 minutes. So stick around. We'll be right back. Well, welcome back this evening to Proficiency Bonus, everybody. This is episode 53 of Storm King's Thunder. We are so super excited that you're hanging out with us. I'm going to make a few adjustments because my Twitch chat is ginormous right now. So I need to change this really quick. So if it's really glitchy for a second, that's why. As I'm trying to make sure everything is realigned and working the way that it should.
And we're all still emotional wrecks, so it's okay if it takes a couple of seconds.
We are.
That's why you don't see us all crying.
There we go. I got everything adjusted, so we will make sure. Yeah, everyone can read. Oh, everybody's chat was like overlapping everything on the overlay. It's like insane. All right, so you guys are standing outside of this chamber. The dust is still pouring out of the front of this place, and you guys are just all kind of sharing a moment as Diana is currently just embracing Ashlyn.
Ashlyn falls to her knees.
Oh,
And
Diana
immediately-
tries to catch her in her arms, kinda, and hold her
No,
up.
she immediately starts crawling towards the rubble.
Okay, Diana kinda holds her back a little bit. Ashlyn. He's gone.
She doesn't accept that, and she starts picking through the rubble.
Ashlyn, he
Like she doesn't
died,
hear
and
you.
he died nobly to save our lives. I'm so sorry.
But he's still in there, right?
Might be, yes.
So we can bring him back.
Not as anything other than one of Molfin's abominations, Ashlyn.
But you can bring him back.
Molfin, your skeleton seems a little offended.
I myself am a little offended by statements, but seems to not be the time to address that.
I mean, from a religious standpoint, they are abominations.
Depends on your religion.
The point is, even if we were to bring him back as an abomination or not, he wouldn't be a Harshnag.
But are there not ways for the divine inspired to bring him back
that
of his own?
that is possible, but I mean, I could think of nothing other than to dig his body from this grave and bring him all the way to Daggerford and try to do some kind of ritual, but I don't think that
I start digging.
Oh.
that's a lost cause. There's no way for us to get all the way down there.
It may be something we can come back and do in the future when we're stronger.
He'll be too far gone, I think.
No,
Right?
there is a way, but I don't have the means right now.
Uncle Wolfen, who did you make a pact with?
Ashlyn, no. Ashlyn, don't even
What's his
think about
name?
it. No. I expressly forbid it.
I'll say it.
Ashlyn, I forbid you from doing that.
Molfin just looks extremely uncomfortable at the moment. And for one of the first times since you've seen him is... like, doesn't seem... like, Callista's seen him shut down and quiet. He doesn't seem to be shut down, but you can see he has a very just uncomfortable look on his face.
What do I know about bringing back people from the dead using rituals?
It's I guess it would be, what does that be, like a true resurrection spell, Molfin? I guess
yeah,
I'm
would be
asking
my
Matthew
assumption,
the so true resurrection is a pretty beastly spell if I think so, but if I remember.
Would I remember if there's anybody in, like, Daggerford that can do that spell?
Your superior was able to accomplish this once. But
Okay.
the last you've heard of him, he was taken by Zolkin.
But I now believe that he's fine and that peace is restored, as my deity told me so.
Yeah, well, it didn't tell you he was fine, it just said your temple was restored.
I was under the impression that he was fine. Okay. Well, that changes things for Diana.
True resurrection is a 9th level spell, so
Yeah,
it is
exactly.
a beast.
Looking at this stone monstrosity that is fallen here.
And before you say that as well, Matthew, and it also needs. It actually has a like a gold piece value component to it that goes with it. You have to have 25,000 gold pieces worth of diamonds for the spell to actually.
Well, if you're 9th level, I should, or 20th level, level 9 spells, I should hope so.
Yeah.
You guys probably have that much squirreled away, right?
Well, now we know exactly what a life is worth to a god. $25,000 diamonds.
Looking at this cave-in, are there any holes at all, like,
well,
small holes for...
You guys can see kind of probably 40 feet into the chamber. Like, you could actually walk 40 feet in the chamber. Ashlyn's already kind of inside. But it's like the rubble angles upwards and goes all the way up to the top of the roof. And there's no visible cracks or openings in this place. It looks like the whole thing just completely filled in from bottom to top.
Not even a small enough spot for a bug or an insect to crawl through?
I mean, a bug or an insect could crawl through, but there's no guarantee. I mean, there's several hundred feet here that it would have to crawl to get near either Harshnag or a blue dragon buried in this rubble. Or a flattened, reanimated corpse.
Molfin's going to walk up next to Ashlyn. Not touch her, just stand a couple of feet away and sort of glance over at her. Ashlyn, I fear he is gone with the amount of this here.
I'll
If
say
you
his
wish-
name, Molfen. You know I would.
I apologize, I didn't hear what you said.
No, I said I'll say his name, Uncle Molfen. You know I would.
Yes, I do. And I also know that there are two people who are probably someone within earshot that would immediately kill me if I was to give it to you. What I am thinking is to see if there's no guarantee that there is anything that can be done, but I'm willing to go in and check if you want.
No.
As you wish. You see Molfin sort of start to reach out and then just pull his hand back and walk away.
This is all like work stone, right?
Inside the chamber it was work stone, and outside, even though the dome itself was work stone, but you can see like it's like a cliff side that you're kind of looking at, and there's just icicles and snow and frost and snow just like attached everywhere to this large mountainside.
Okay, well, can I attempt something?
Oh, you can certainly try.
Iconic.
Because she sees Ashlyn and she's not. Okay, so I'm gonna cast Locate Object on Harshnag's, his skull that he was wearing.
Uh-huh.
And I'm going to beast shape into a giant badger and try and start digging.
Okay. Sure.
No.
When you cast Locate Object,
Mm-hmm.
you get no such sign of the skull.
Probably,
No.
probably destroyed.
And pulverized.
Yeah. Okay.
I move away from the mound and I start walking into the snow.
Okay. Ashlyn begins to walk away from the domed entryway.
I'll follow her.
She doesn't know if she doesn't look like she knows where she's going, but she's just walking.
I'll follow her anyways.
Anastasius is
Wherever-
also gonna try something, but this one he's gonna try and do to us, Ashlyn.
Okay.
Maybe give her a little bit of clarity.
Huh.
Okay.
Try and
Are you?
I don't know if that would work,
You
but-
can fail it automatically if you choose to, Ashlyn, or you can make the charisma saving throw as you feel
I can't be charmed or.
Oh, you can't be charmed.
I thought it was that she had advantage.
I think you have
against
it. I
it.
think you have advantage.
You have
again.
advantage.
So if you want to try to prevent it from
Or you
happening,
can fail it.
or you can fail it,
No, I would fight it.
you would fight it. Okay. You make
What do I have to roll?
a charisma save
charisma.
Oh, that's not gonna be good.
with advantage.
Oh,
yeah.
no,
You-
you're fine.
Yep.
That's
You-
yours.
Oh no!
No,
I
that's
don't-
yours.
Oh.
Oh!
Oh, Diana's fine.
They messed on all of us, right?
No, it was mostly just on Ashlyn at the moment because he's trying to. Cause she
Ashlyn,
sees that she's
yeah,
not
I
even
feel-
like.
Yeah, you feel a lot
Do you
better.
want to steal that from you? You can have my nat 20 if you want it.
No, it's okay.
So yeah,
Just so she doesn't like walk off a cliff or something because she's not paying attention. He just wants her to be like.
yeah. Even though there's just that mournful sadness upon her. I mean, you definitely kind of stop her from being as disoriented as she was.
Yeah.
And she starts to
Oh,
get
she has
some of that
advantage.
clarity.
He's just
and
like
focus.
patting her head, like stroking her head, and just giving him like kind of like motherly
Mm-hmm.
on Ashlyn's head.
Yeah.
I shake him off, but
He'll
I
stop
feel-
if you don't want him to.
Yeah, I do feel calmer, but I'll just shake it off. Whatever he's doing,
Okay.
and I'll stop walking. And I'll just stand there and say, "Where to next?"
Who we lose?
Lachlan.
Oh. Well, we have a couple options. There's Clarion. There's Zulkin. There's Flying Castle of an Empress or Countess or whatever.
Countess Sunsarai.
That's the one.
Is Ashley gonna have major beef with like every dragon now because of this?
No, just blue ones.
Just blue.
That's very fair.
Reasonable, yeah.
Very reasonable.
So,
Given this situation, though, as much as I don't necessarily care for the individual, it appears that maybe having that winged absentee would be of use to us now. And where he seems to be trapped in time.
Right. Clarion.
we need all the allies we can get.
Exactly.
And we need dragons if we want to fight dragons.
Fair point.
No, we need to not have the ceiling collapse, but
That as well, but having another dragon would help.
dragons tend to have funds which could be beneficial if we had to try to do something here.
That was my first choice. So, if we were to do that and then deal with either Zulkin or
Let's
the
get by
Countess with
and,
his aid,
Let's do some good.
Then we
What
can
Harshnag?
become dragon hunters.
we know where he is. We can come back for him.
I think what Harshnag would have wanted us to do was stay on track, you know? Like, restoring the ordering and order among his people was the most important thing to him. It's what he died for, so...
Yeah, well, I don't think we can do this alone. If that was any indication.
That is fair.
We had
yeah.
Harshnag and we need help. We
Yeah.
do a lot together, but we need help.
Yeah. I'm not arguing that. I agree.
Then my suggestion is we go save Clarion and he helps us.
I don't know Clarion.
He's a friend.
He could be with a white dragon or a, what was it, silver? White?
White, I think.
White,
He is... Clarion was a silver, but
Clarion silver,
we have
but
both
Cryovane-
Cryovane
Cryovane, yes.
and Klauth in
Klaus,
this
yes.
area to deal with.
Yes.
And after that dragon encounter, I don't know if we're eager for the next one. I do agree. Clarion needs to be sorted out.
Yeah, as you guys are talking, Brock kind of peeks in. He's like, so, looks towards Callista. Where's the Weevil on that priority list there, Callista?
That's next. That's involving Zulkin. We're talking about it, trust me.
So, am I sticking around with you?
Depends. Do you want to get into more deadly situations like that?
Not really, no.
Mm-hmm.
Reasonable.
In fact, I'd rather... You know, if you guys are going to do this, like, every day, then...
It's not an everyday thing.
This...
Every other
Well,
day.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I could just go back to taking boxes off on the docks at Mirabot. I was fine doing that.
Me both.
And then I got my nose broke, and then my world changed.
Well, do you want to change the world instead?
Well, will it make me?
That was nice.
Well,
I'm inspired.
if it puts some gold in my pockets, sure.
Well, then it's up to you. You can run, or you can run towards gold. It's up to you.
Well, I'll just keep close to you. How's that sound?
Sure.
He kind of like snickers.
Wolfen's looking at Ashlyn during this whole conversation with Brock, How does Ashlyn seem to be reacting to him saying this stuff?
No reaction. She has no reaction towards Brock.
Muffin is
Then-
just sort of rubbing his temple, looking between Ashlyn and back at Brock, and just getting frustrated with him.
Can I... Zenter Brock, it was...
Oh,
Vent. I love you.
he looks at you with like squinted eyes. He's like, "Yes, you've forgotten my name. You saved my life. You saved my life in
It
there."
wasn't of relevance to me. I assumed they would kill you eventually anyways.
Oh, you don't like me very
Listen
much,
to
do
me.
you?
No, I do not. And listen to me closely. I have been through enough. This party has been through enough. My friends have seen their friends die, and we have been betrayed multiple times, mostly by Zents like you. If you try anything, I will use the full power of Ilmater to smite you.
Okay. Listen, I wasn't trying to create any conflict or anything. I was told I'd get a
I'm
cut.
watching.
I'd get a cut of some gold.
I'm watching you.
I'm.
Just know that.
Oh.
And I'll go and I'll put my arms around Ashlyn. I'm not talking to
I'm
him
gonna
anymore.
lean over to
Can
Brock.
Muffin,
I'd
can
be like,
Muffin insight check him?
Sure.
it'll do you to show some sensitivity.
Yeah, so it's perfect. Perfectly fine. I mean, I was really starting.
I light my hands to make him shut up.
I mean, he kind of instantly shuts his mouth.
Don't worry, Brock. They do the same thing to me too.
Yep. Molfin, you seem to believe what he says. I mean, just seems like he's here because he's needs some money.
People are doing this for the money.
It's like no one has any soul anymore.
Still help.
Muffin looks over at Diana, and in giant says, "There happens to be a cliff right over there."
Calista wouldn't even flinch, but
Diana laughs exactly how I laughed. And then Giant will reply, "Not yet. He hasn't done anything yet."
Brock's just kind of looking back and forth between you two, and he kind of brushes his hair back behind his ear, and then looks at Lachlan and is like, And just kind of walks away a little bit. Kind of shrugging, kind of sagging his shoulders a little bit. You definitely told him off, Diana.
Thank you. He needs to know.
Oh.
He needs to know what's up. He can catch this fade.
Muffin, can you get us closer to Clarion's domain?
Well, do you... Sorry about that. Little torn up after, well, you know.
Everybody go ahead and make perception checks for me.
Oh no.
All right. Callista, as you say this towards Muffin, as you're looking towards him, you notice something over his shoulder in the distance. At first, it's very ambiguous looking as it starts to approach, and it's approaching from the sky.
Oh no.
And it's a dark spot in the midst of the cloud, but as it starts to break through the weather here on the side of the mountain, you can see what looks to be a strange vehicle moving through the air.
Oh my god.
It looks like a ship, a wooden ship that has sleigh runners underneath it. And it's has this large red balloon floating above it with a propeller hanging down below that's like moving rapidly towards you.
Gimzo?
It's just that crazy creature that gave me the stilts again.
He also gave me the insight thing.
What?
And
And-
me, a
Robot.
mystery wizard wand. But I still don't know what it does.
And it's just gradually coming closer to you. It's like floating down. It comes into view. You can start to see some of the details. You can see that there's people moving around on the top of the ship. And
He
then
has a crew.
it starts to slow down a little bit as it gets near, like right above you guys, maybe about 50 feet above you. And you can see the propeller just like spinning on the back of this thing. You can get a good view of underneath it. It's a ship. It's probably about between 50 and 60 foot long, about 20 foot wide. And all of a sudden, these two rope ladders just unravel from the sides and just
Should we run?
stop about 2 feet
Molphin is
from the top from the ground where you stand. And you can see somebody standing up above, like leaning over. It looks like they're wearing some type of mask. And they peer over, and it's a female voice. And says, "Ahoy! Come on up! Come on aboard!
Who are you?
The name's Delphine. I come with good tidings."
Oh, that's comforting.
I'm going to. I haven't used this before, but I'm going to pull out that wondrous item, the Crimson Fly or whatever what it was,
Sure, yeah.
and activate it.
And how high up is this thing?
The balloon ship?
The ship, yeah.
About 50 feet above you.
Molphin's going to step a few feet away from the group and probably cause a small cave-in. Or a small avalanche. And thunder step up onto the...
Okay. So yes, as this thunder cracks, Callista is activating this fly, and it's a large. I think it comes into a large creature, right?
I'm not sure. I think you need to send it to me because I don't have it.
Okay.
I just know that.
My apologies for that. Let me double.
That's
check
okay.
it.
I kind of forgot I had it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a large large flying.
Yeah,
mount,
basically it's a
if I remember
large
correctly.
flying mount. So basically this fly just bzz, 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 like flying, and it just like sinks down. It sinks its legs down in the snow beside you, and it's pretty big. Like,
I'm gonna get on and fly it up.
all right, awesome. So
Try to fly up.
Callista boards. Molphin,
But
you
technically, doesn't everybody have flies still now that I just thought of this?
Actually, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, because how long does fly last? Was it 10
10
minutes?
I think it's 10 minutes.
So-
It would probably be worn out by now.
Okay.
It'd be kind of because you guys have been spending some time. Ashlyn was in and out.
2 pixies left can still cast fly because I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
if anyone wants to fly, I can give it to
So
them.
Molphin, you appear on the deck of the ship, and you can see that there are 3 other individuals, other than the one that's kind of leaning over, that are standing there in fully clad in this black leather armor, and they're wearing these masks that kind of symbolize dragons. And they kind of look towards you, and oh, and the one woman kind of looks, oh, welcome aboard.
Who are you, and how did you find us here?
Oh, forgive me. My name is Delphine, and she holds out her hand to shake your hand.
Molphin will very sort of tentatively reach out and take her hand.
Okay, she just kind of gently shakes your hand as you watch as this buzzing fly starts spinning circles around the top of the ship to kind of check out and get like a vantage point as you see Callista on the top of this thing. And she looks right in your eyes, Molphin, and says, "We come to you on behalf of Klauth, the great dragon of the north. Klauth offers you this vessel and our services as a gift, so that you may cross his vast domain while avoiding the many perils from the lands below. War against the giants, that's inevitable. But the great dragon commands you forge ahead and face your destiny. The ordning of these giants is broken. But they are not united. They are weakened. Slay their leaders, and you may yet prevail. If you succeed on quelling the giant threat, Klauth bids you come to his hidden vale so that he can reward your bravery."
With what? Eating us?
How?
Well,
Why us?
Well, that's a fair question, my dear. I believe he sees great promise in all of you adventurers.
Lachlan.
Okay.
I'm sold.
How did he know about us and how did you find us?
Oh, Klauth knows everything that happens in his domain. It's very easy for him to know what is going on. He's been keeping a close eye on things. Checking in from time to time. He sent for us to come to aid all of you.
Malvin looks around. Has anyone besides Callista come up the rope as of yet?
Has Diana...
Fly up?
Diana, did you decide to fly up, or...
No, I was kind of just
Okay, make a check for me, Ashlyn. Diana, what's your passive perception again?
17.
Okay.
God.
Ashlyn seemed to be trying to sneak off in the snow.
I want to yoink her by the collar and just drag her back, like a mother that sees her child wandering off, like just get back here.
Mm.
What were you trying to do?
Sit somewhere.
Sit somewhere? We can go sit somewhere if you'd like. You don't have to sneak off to sit somewhere.
I want to be alone.
Hey, thank you so much for the follow. We appreciate it. Welcome to Proficiency Bonus.
Ashlyn, you being alone scares me right now. If you want to be alone, I'll take your weapons and your belt and any rope that you have with me.
Amelia Kella. Amelia
Great
Kella
name.
has followed us.
No. No.
Welcome. Amelia Kella. Kella is a very important NPC name in our campaign currently. We will definitely remember that follow.
I hit Lachlan automatically somehow.
Oh,
Oh, I missed.
I think I'm flying if those pictures were given out.
Yeah. He flew out of your
You
range.
wanted to fly?
If
Did you wanna fly
if it had happened.
There was
yeah.
two. That's why I was asking who wanted it, and no
Yeah.
one responded, so I didn't know who took it.
Lachlan took the fly. So Lachlan.
Okay, so yeah, you could just ask the pixie for the fly, and
Yeah.
it would give it to you.
So Lachlan is able to reach the top of the ship as well.
Malvin will look at the leader and say, well, if he knows everything that's going on, he must have some insight on that blue monstrosity that just killed one of our traveling companions.
Well, she kind of looks at you. It looks kind of over your shoulder, kind of pondering for a moment. And, I'm sure she does, or I'm sure he does. But that information was not shared with me. I'm sorry.
Callista, how do you feel about this offer from... And Malvin will look with sort of a sneer on his face at the group of people on the deck.
They all seem to be just kind of like standing there. They don't like they're armed. They have weapons, but none of them have reached for weapons. They don't seem like they are like aggressive towards you at any nature. They're just kind of like standing there, kind of like just watching. One of them's kind of like tending to a large furnace in the center, which seems to have this just aura of heat about it that just seems like protruding from this furnace. You can see there's like a little grill on the front of it that every now and then you see the flicker of a bright flame come out of it. And they're just kind of standing there. The main one is just kind of looking towards you. It's all a gift to you. If you choose to accept it, it's all
And if you
yours.
don't,
Well, then I guess we will turn around and head back to report the news to Cloth himself.
Would you mind giving us a short while to go down and confer with our compatriots on the ground?
Oh, absolutely. That's perfectly fine. We can set the ship down right down below if you'd like us to.
I would not be opposed to.
It's your ship. I work for you.
Guys, Gramps. We could be sky pirates.
Lachlan, my thoughts are other, but best to discuss privately. Not that I don't trust these individuals, but this seems a little convenient of a time. So bear with us shortly and wish you a return.
Fair enough. And she starts kind of walking back towards... There's a little stairs that lead to a level in the back. Here, I'm going to go ahead and take you guys over to a map that shows what this place looks like. I'm hoping that my my opera won't... it's not a very big map, so it shouldn't be too pressured. Hey, thank you guys again for the... I believe that was some bits. All right, thank you guys. We appreciate that. So you guys are going to come over to this map, and I'm hoping that you will be able to see it once it loads. Are you guys able to see it?
I see black.
I've got black.
Ah.
Because my screen froze and it's not loading anything.
I apologize. Let me go ahead and get that
Thank you.
map.
That's a pretty map.
Let's get those map settings. Are you looking at it in Twitch?
Yeah, I'm cheating.
Let's get rid of all the dynamic lighting jazz.
I'm gonna go just for. Hey, I can see it if I put my token on it.
Can you see it now?
I just dragged my token onto the middle of the ship.
Oh, now I can see if I put my drive.
Yeah, go ahead and drag your tokens. I turned all the dynamic lighting off, so I have no idea why it's not working.
Oh, this lighting is so weird.
Oh wait, okay.
I'm just gonna start
How about
pinging
that?
this spot on the
That's-
map. If you drag your tokens here, you can see.
Yeah,
I don't know if you can see
Okay.
my pinging.
yeah, and you can see what the looks like. It has this gigantic harpoon gun on the front of the ship that you guys can see.
Check it out.
Oh, absolutely,
I'm
yeah.
not up there.
And up at the top where Delphine started walking, there's these steps towards the back of the ship that leads to the top where there's this big giant steering mechanism, just like a regular ship on the water. It's basically how the propeller is how they steer it through the air. And on the back, there's also a big kind of ballista launcher on the back. On this thing, and it moves like a turret, so it could kind of like you could turn it and fire these giant darts out of it. As Lachlan, as you're inspecting this harpoon gun, it turns from side to side and has these massive tipped harpoons, and it also has a winch that is actually has a rope that you can attach a rope to the harpoons to like spear things and kind of reel them in towards the ship.
Avasti, whirly mates.
No. Lachlan, Callista, let us head down and speak with Diana and Ashley.
I'll wait for you guys up here. I'm
Lachlan,
like tracking the harpoon back and forth.
I'm gonna grab Lachlan by the
Wolfen's gonna
scruff of the
grab
neck.
it.
I'm holding
I'm
on to
gonna-
the harpoon. No.
Wolfen's gonna try to chuck him off the side of this thing.
Okay, make a contested check. Lachlan, make this strength since you're trying to hold on to the harpoon gun.
Can you do
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Does someone do advantage or disadvantage? Because I'm trying to pull him off.
You're trying to pull him off too?
Yeah.
Okay, so you can make Molfin will make it with advantage. Strength
Okay.
I'm gonna
athletics.
burn a point of luck here.
Okay. And the point of luck is just enough. Lachlan is holding on. You guys both together trying to grab his feet and pull him off. He is stuck like
Guys are
glue
trying
to this
take away my
thing.
dreams.
Have we landed?
Have you landed?
Yeah, they said they were bringing the ship
Oh yeah,
down.
yeah. They're slowly starting to bring it down, and the sleigh runners just rest into the deep snow as they get back down towards the bottom.
Molfin's gonna reach into a small bucket, looking for something, then start running his hand over the top of the crystal on his staff. Look at Lachlan and say, "I'm sorry, my boy, but one way or another you are coming with us. Let's see if this works how I think it's supposed to."
Oh,
And rubbing the crystal is going to cast Resilient Sphere on Lachlan.
Is this a spell he learned specifically to manage his?
Probably.
It has to be. It has to be. So you're making a
That's a
dex.
dexterity
save.
Hey, that's a dexterity save though. You're good at those.
You're really good at those.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
You're a 5 now. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Yeah, there's no way that's happening, Melvin.
Can I burn my portent on that and have him roll a 9?
Well, if you would have said before you rolled, I would have let you.
What was that?
So yeah, you feel like you've had this something happen to you, Lachlan, where something tried to constrict you, or something tried to stop you from keeping doing what you were doing. You were able to dodge out of this.
Gramps, don't take this moment from me.
He's just like
We need to speak with everyone.
he's hugging this massive harpoon gun.
Whatever. Callista, I leave him to you, or we just leave him here. Apparently they work for me, so...
Sure, leave him here.
Don't test me.
Delphine, if he becomes a problem, feel free to just pitch him off the side.
This
Onto the ground.
This one over by the harpoon gun, he just kind of like nods at you, and he looks towards Lachlan and says, "He's a beauty, isn't it?"
Like stroke the harpoon gun.
And he reaches over to like one of the harpoons and it kind of unclips from the side like awkwardly. He's like, and he kind of pulls it over. He's like, "See this thing? This is what she fires.
Wow.
Razor sharp.
What do you guys hunt with that thing?
Well, you never know what you'll find in the skies."
The call to adventure beckons me.
And then, Molfin, you make your way with the rest of the group kind of off to huddle off into the corner near the domed entrance of the eye.
I'm sitting by myself against one of the pillars with my jellyfish.
Oh. Diana, we have I don't know what to call this. The red dragon we were warned of by Crowan, Old Snarl, Klaus, has apparently sent us an airship as a gift.
I don't trust it.
Nor
I don't
do
trust
I.
it.
Nor do I.
But
It sounds like a manipulation.
potentially. My thought is, though, is to use it to get to Clarion. As I do not know the proper arcane markings, or if even Clarion's home has a teleportation circle in it.
I would rather walk the distance than be indebted to a red dragon, you know what I mean?
My concern is if we turn him down, there's nothing to stop him from just coming here and dealing with us. And as we just learned, we are woefully unprepared for that.
We turn him down, he comes and attacks us, we accept his gift, and then we owe him, and then he comes and attacks us.
But we use his gift to get a silver dragon on our side. Now we're fighting fire with fire, so to speak.
I suppose.
My concern is if those people are in talks with Clouth, or they follow Clouth, wouldn't that bring Clouth to him?
Potentially, but apparently, as you heard, Callista, they were already following us.
Right.
If we were to go to Clarion, we would
Would
lead him
know
there as
already.
well.
Yeah.
One way or another, if that is our next step, it seems that this beast is going to know of it. Why
They
not?
definitely have us cornered, that's for sure.
We can lie about our destination and then shake them off, and we can go there on foot the rest of the way. Let them take us there 3/4 of the way, and then go there on foot.
What do I know about red dragons?
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, do I know anything?
Go ahead and.
You're about all you know is about a harpoon.
I figure since I speak Draconic, I should know something.
You guys can go ahead and make history checks if you'd like.
History. I'm proficient in it.
Alright, history
Not that much
checks?
though.
Not that
I
much.
studied religious history, not draconic history. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Lachlan
Probably. Molfin probably knows the most about red dragons, even though he doesn't know a whole lot. He did do some reading about some red dragons.
I heard they like fire.
You read this historical document one time, and it talked about this colossal red dragon named Ashardalon, who was probably one of the most powerful red dragons to ever exist in Faerun. He was bigger than all the other dragons. He was more cunning than all the other dragons. He was vicious, but not without a sense of intelligence. They are probably, when it comes to dragonkind, they usually, if dragons are dragons don't normally like team up together. They like to keep everything to themselves. But when dragons do in the past, when you've heard of dragons teaming up, it's always the red ones that seem to be in charge. And Ashardalon was one of those types of dragons.
Malcolm will definitely pass that along to the entire, well, everyone who's in earshot.
Okay.
It seems like if he's anything like this great beast, then he is not someone to.
And you guys know that Klauth has probably been around for a long time because of the books that you guys saw in Everland that Crowan had. I mean, there is some documentation about this dragon. So it's not one of those ones that is hiding and afraid of people.
We know he's old.
We
know he is, shall we say, out and proud and not hiding from people. Seems not a wise idea to make this one an enemy too early.
Wasn't he? What did Molfin's mentor tell us about him? Didn't he tell us he was involved somehow? Or there was rumors that he was involved?
Crowan.
If I remember, he said that he was the Lord of the North, and that if we were planning on heading up north, we were going to get into trouble. But
okay. So
with Klaus?
Crowan doesn't know, but he suspects that dragons might be behind this whole giant mess.
Okay.
Yeah.
But we don't know that for sure.
We don't know that for sure. No. That's just
they might just be using it as an opportunity to get a leg up. Like, they might not have done it, but they're definitely going to take advantage of it.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. And dragons, you guys all know, dragons and giants have never been friends. They hate each other with a passion.
Oh. Still help.
And one would assume using the airship would get us to Clarion's domain immensely faster than trying to locate it on foot in this weather.
Right.
Especially with some of the conditions of some of our party members.
I say we just be on guard if we're gonna do this.
Be on guard for Ashlyn trying to throw herself off the rails.
Where is Ashlyn?
Sitting over there on a little stump temple pillar thing. I took all her weapons and all her ropes and belts, don't worry.
I don't know what we're gonna do. But I think this is a start. And if we have any indication that we're being led to a trap, we abandon ship.
Feather
Or
fall.
perhaps they abandon ship
Either way.
without
We
further
take
fall.
over the ship. We pirate the ship. We.
Pirate the pirate ship.
Pirate the pirate ship.
Well, Diana, I think Brock and Lachlan have a lovely little piece of jewelry for you to start wearing, thinking like that.
What do you mean?
Morphin just sort of looks just like,
Finger?
Oh yeah.
A Zentarum
Ring?
ring.
Wear a
Zentarum
ring?
Silver Zentarum, right?
Brock goes. Brock. Brock.
But
Brock's-
she gets it!
Brock's like, I got one of those.
Diana, this is when we say dawn breaks over Marblehead.
He used it. He used it.
I meant in case of emergency. We would, if they tried to
You
kill
would
us,
become
we'd fight.
I think you cut out,
You're
Mathis.
right,
Certainly you did, my dear.
You guys are always misunderstanding me and putting words in my mouth and making me sound evil and nefarious, and I just speak wrong, okay?
I
Lock.
apologize. So far you have threatened to murder a giant's father, pirate a pirate ship. But these are not words I am putting in your mouth, my dear. These are things you actually said.
I said pirate the pirate ship. Sure.
I have pure intentions. I don't know what.
As you guys are
I'm gonna go walk over to Ashlyn.
As you guys are having this conversation, Lachlan aboard the ship, this other man who was showing you the harpoon gun, he introduces him to I'm Nazaroth. It's nice to meet you.
Azeroth, it's a pleasure.
Have you
Hello, Sky Pirate.
have you seen the furnace?
Furnace?
Yeah.
I don't have the power, Captain.
No, you got to check this out. It's one of the
Okay.
coolest things on the ship. And he starts heading over excitedly, and you can see that this thing is just radiating heat. This is what helps to keep us warm whenever we're just having some of those really cold days like today. We just kind of huddle next to this thing. But hey, check it out. And he opens the little grate in front, and you can see just pure flame starts to trickle out of it a little bit. And then as you get a little closer, you feel the heat, but you also see these two dark black eyes kind of peer towards you, and then dissipate and disappear as he shuts the chamber. He's like, hey, "Isn't that neat? Fire out,
Nezroth, somebody's in there.
fire elemental. It's trapped inside.
Oh,
Is
great.
that
That's
legal?
not.
Oh, yeah, that's how we power this thing. That's how we get the heat in the balloon to make it rise.
Okay.
Oh, it can't get out. Don't worry. The only thing that'll make it go out is if the thing were to break or something. But it should be fine. We're not worried.
Yeah, be careful with that, right?
Oh yeah, it's fine. It's like cool, and you know what? The propeller has an air elemental in it as well.
You guys thought of everything, didn't you?
Oh, we didn't think of it. Klauth did. He's extremely intelligent.
Cloud guy, yeah.
He-
Sounds like a
Absolutely amazing. Smartest dragon to ever live, by far.
Well, maybe we'll get to meet him.
And about this time, that's when Callista approaches Ashlyn.
I'm gonna kneel in front of her.
They're frozen.
What do you mean they're frozen?
I'm gonna leave them here.
Is the water frozen, DM?
Yeah.
Is the water frozen?
Oh.
Well, I guess we are on a mountain.
Oh yeah, it's freezing up here. Yep.
You want to leave them?
I'm gonna go place them in the rubble.
Actually, are you talking about the jellyfish?
Yeah.
Oh no, it wouldn't be frozen. Those wouldn't be frozen. It'd be cold to touch, but it's not frozen.
So it's still like if she were to move it around, it would move around. It's not stuck in
Yeah,
place.
it's not stuck in place. No.
Okay.
There's something not so watery about this substance.
Okay. I thought they'd be frozen.
No, it's not.
No, that's fair.
It-
I understood where you
It
were
looks
going.
like cloudy water, but it's not cloudy water.
Antifreeze.
It's antifreeze.
I'll put them back in my backpack. They're all I have now to look after.
You have your cat.
Meow,
You have
meow,
us.
meow.
Stripes doesn't like me.
Yes, he does.
Stripes likes everyone better than me.
Stripes kind of
Ashlyn.
snuggles up to you, Ashlyn, a little bit.
Okay, Stripes might like me a lot.
I'm gonna like hold her hands because my hands were on fire earlier, so I'm gonna hold her hands and kind of try and just warm them up.
Okay.
You have us. You take care of Muffin all the time. And you take care of Lachlan in your own way too.
Well, Lachlan needs to be slapped around a little sometimes.
That's yeah. That's your way of doing what you need to do.
Like a true mom.
It's because he's a womanizing bastard, pretty much.
I know.
Okay.
Ashlyn, you're not alone.
Okay.
You'll never be alone again, okay?
Okay.
I promise we will come back and find a way. But for now, we need to keep going on his mission. He didn't want you to be sad or lost, and you won't be as long as you're with us.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna try and lift her, like stand up and lift her up.
All right.
And I'm gonna give her a hug.
Yep. I finally accept a hug.
Both of you comforted by the moment. See the rest of your party kind of waiting off in the distance. What would you guys like to do?
I will lead her back towards the group. We're gonna go save someone now, okay?
Okay.
Okay.
That sounds
just-
better.
Yeah, I'll lead her back to the group.
Okay. You guys, all of you are united, except for one. Lachlan, who is still on board the ship. Getting a tour of the place. It's totally up to you what you guys would like to do.
Well, I guess we're going.
Okay.
How long have we been separated from Lachlan?
It's probably just been a few minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes,
Okay.
so to speak. Yeah.
It's not long enough for a short rest.
If you want it to be, yeah, you guys could take a short rest here. If that's what you like to do. It's cold as all get out, but yeah, you can take a rest here.
I'm probably keeping my hands lit so everyone's at least can gather around if they need the warmth.
Lachlan is like hanging around the fire elemental furnace and
Yeah.
getting
Yeah,
all
I
heated.
also cast Disguise Self to make myself kind of have some jaunty pirate garb.
Oh my god.
Yes,
He's
yes.
singing, yo ho, yo ho, yo ho.
So
Like a cloth eye patch and some polka dot pants. Pretty cool.
you guys, like, as you guys just cast a gaze towards the ship, as you guys are all kind of like just resting, and Callista's warming everybody with her hands. Callista, you look up and you see what looks like a pirate captain. A very short pirate captain walking back and forth along, proudly with his chest out, like walking aboard the deck of the ship, and he's just like looking out.
Swap the
I'm gonna
deck.
lean over. I'm gonna lean over to Muff. I'm like, I haven't seen him that happy in a while.
You do have a very valid point. And with a little, sort of dirty grin on his face. It's a shame to let it be, though, isn't it?
All right, so you guys take your short rest. You get a moment to catch your breath. And I guess all of you would be boarding the airship.
Yep.
All right, you guys make your way. The ladders are pulled up. There's a little door, a railing that kind of is snapped shut and locked on the side. And Delphine gives the order to Nizeroth to go ahead and heat the balloon from the furnace. And you see him go over and he starts to turn this metal valve that's on the side of the furnace, and it starts to release more fire and heat from the top. And you watch as this airship lifts off into the air. And Delphine takes her place up on top with another individual who's wearing kind of like similar garb up top, and she starts beginning to steer the ship. And turns to you, basically to the party. So where would our destination be?
What are you guys doing up here?
I am going to take out the map
Okay.
and
Why wouldn't we
point
be up here?
Yeah, this is a bad idea, guys. This is a really bad idea.
Why
I
are
don't
you
care.
here?
I'm pointing to the area of Clarion's domain. I'm not pointing exactly to his spot yet, but I'm going in that area.
So basically, like right around where Bryn Shander is on the map
Yeah.
is basically where you're pointing.
Yeah.
Okay. She looks at that. Ah, perfect. We know that area well. We can get you there. I think we could make it in probably just a little over 2 days.
Good. Thank you.
So she begins to continue helping this other individual, showing them the map, and you see that other individual working on the deck just kind of shakes his head as you begin to continue to lift off into the clouds higher and higher. And Ashlyn, at this point, you're kind of near the back of the ship, kind of peering down, just looking at the entryway, the domed entryway with the carvings of those pillars of all the giants, and you kind of lock in on that frost giant carving as it begins to get more subdued and distant, and then disappears within the fog of the mist. And that's where we'll end tonight's episode of Storm King's Thunder, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, whoa. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Where's the reset button? Can we reset that episode?
Wow, everybody who's been hanging out in chat with us, thank you guys so much for hanging out tonight. Chat's been pumping tonight, and had some great moments in chat. So thank you guys, and thank you for all the new followers or new subscribers, and thank you for all the bits. I think we reached our bit goal for this evening, so thank you guys. Awesome. So we do appreciate you guys hanging in to check out the episode. We're going to go ahead and give out a Nat 20 now, folks. Anyone RP or combat-wise deserve the Nat 20 this week?
Ashlyn.
Ashlyn gets the Oscar, I think.
Ashlyn, yeah.
Not leaving his side. That was a struggle.
What do you guys...
Oh my
what
God.
I think it's unanimous on players, but what does chat think about this tonight? We'll see what chat fires up with. We're gonna give out a nat. We're gonna give out a nat 20. It looks like across the board, it's gonna be Ashlyn over here on the player side of things. Oh yeah,
Victoria says Ashlyn too.
Victoria votes Ashlyn too. Yeah, that was a pretty rough episode there.
That was a beat Ashlyn with a shovel.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
literally.
I don't.
Yeah, and even our new friend Kella is saying Ashlyn.
All right, Ashlyn.
And if the Zents are okay with Diana, then we can go with Kella's vote for Ashlyn.
No! I'm sorry, Kella, but I don't like your name.
Is there?
I love this because Diana is swinging full Zent side, so
Join the team.
So now you guys are aboard an airship of dragon cultists. This should be interesting.
This is a really good idea.
Exactly what Ashlyn wanted after seeing her best friend beat up by a dragon. Wow.
Oh well.
Oh, that's the nice part is Ashlyn has no idea it's a dragon.
So we will definitely give Ashlyn the nat 20 for next week as we head on in. Yeah, you got it. Nobody wanted to give the nat 20 to Brock. I'll tell you.
Maybe
I
next
don't
time,
think we
Brock.
will.
Is Brock
This-
on the ship with us, or did we leave him?
I assumed that he got on the ship with you guys.
He probably did.
He's basically following Callista everywhere she goes. So,
Whoops.
Hey man, you just need another meat shield. That's all he is.
We don't need a meat shield.
All right.
We have a Molfen shield.
Oh, well, that's not really a very good one.
Hey,
So
Molfen
squishy.
is now bulletproof.
Uh oh. Why
What?
do you think? Uh oh.
Oh, with that
Oh,
spell.
Molfin's got
Uh-oh.
some
Resilient sphere.
He's got
Oh,
that
yeah,
Resilient
true.
Sphere is a pretty
Uh-huh.
nice spell to have. Yeah, that's pretty good.
That would have been so funny.
Well, thank you guys
Uh,
once
dude,
again.
If that had worked on you, you would have been tossed off the side like a beach ball.
Nice.
Oh my gosh.
And then we just would have hoped you landed on the ground.
Boom, boom,
Boom,
boom.
It says
boom,
we
all the way down. Find the rubber ass at the bottom.
There you go.
Hamster ball or whatever.
The Remoraz is looking at these two broken eggs and just a tear like coming down, and all of a sudden this giant sphere just smacks it in the back of the head. and then Lachlan's waving. I remember you.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, we're gonna get ready to call it a night. But before I go, I got a couple of quick announcements to make to all our Twitch viewers. We actually have a ton of stuff on the schedule for this coming week, so make sure you guys tune into one of our other streams. We got Tomb of Annihilation on Monday nights at 8 p.m. Eastern. We've got Awesome Mystic Hour on Thursdays at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, and we got some special guests on the episode this week.
Yay.
Because we are launching a brand new stream on Thursday. It's called Delve and Dash. It's going to be a very quick 1 hour, 10-minute episode D&D stream where I'm DMing a brand new group of some of our friends from chat and some of other people from different channels. So make sure you stop in and check that out. It's going to be really cool. And then immediately afterwards, we are going to be on Christy's show to talk about the new campaign and everything that's going on there. So make sure you check that out. If you haven't got a chance, we're going to be... Curse of Strahd is coming very soon. Dungeon Master Sarah is going to be leading us through the Curse of Strahd adventure. She's going to be... I think she's doing interviews next week. For her cast.
Interviews next week.
Interviews will be next week, so you'll be hearing from her soon, and we will get a cast set for that, and that will be on Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. So yeah, make sure you guys, if you haven't followed yet, make sure you follow so you can get notifications on when we go live to show your support. So we're just so glad that you're with us. Don't forget, our friends at Insight Check will most likely be live tomorrow night.
Yes.
Is that right?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure.
Yep, our friends at Insight Check will be live tomorrow night at 9:30 p.m. And don't forget to go...
If not, we hunt the Stumpy down with pitchforks.
There you go.
It's going to probably be very RP heavy because we finally got Noah back, Jamie's back, Stumpy's back. Ah!
Stab him with a fork.
There you go. Other than that, I think that's all all of our announcements. Make sure you go check out Dice Bard, get yourself some dice. Use Probo to get yourself some free expedited shipping. And I think that'll do it. So then, the next time that you find yourself in a temple face to face with a terrible blue dragon, I hate to say this, but don't forget to add your proficiency bonus. We love you, Harshnag.
We love the Harshnag. F in chat for respect.
F in chat for respect.
It was a legend.
We will see you guys next week for episode 34. Have a good one.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.